zovem. Odvedi me do oboda, reke prezore. Dok je gusta noć, ne sme ništa da se vidi. Ne sme niko da nas vidi. Hladna voda skida prvi sloj. Nespokoj, iz močvare te zovem. Dovezi čip terenac, spremila sam lance. Kači se za prvi sloj. Nespokoj, nespokoj, nespokoj. Okupaj me u Mississippi reci. Zaroni duboko da zaboravim ko su mi preci. I da se rodim neka nova ja. Jer Mississippi opere šta nisu mogli Dunav i Sava. Samo mi ona može pomoći. Ne daj mi da izronim. Samo mi ona može pomoći. Dok mi se sve ne oprosti. Dok ova teška duša na njenom talasu zemlju ne napusti. Dok ova teška duša sama ne kaže ja sad odlazim u okean. Ja nisam znala da je čuvam.
Welcome in early heads. Welcome in early heads.
Gde kosmos ne zna da sam luda. Da sam luda. Okupaj me u Mississippi reci.
Who else wants to bathe with me in the Mississippi River?
Ko su mi preci. I da se rodim neka nova ja. Jer Mississippi opere šta nisu mogli Dunav i Sava. Okupaj me u Mississippi reci.
Oh la la, it's the weekend, baby. Welcome in. DJ Yugo's going to keep you entertained before we get right into the politics, the philosophy, and the chuds. Enjoy the beats from all over the world.
Kalashnikov la trae terciada y detrás la Raptor viene la manada. Un tostonazo por si acaso, trae montada la doble rodado. Tíreme copia pa' donde vamos, en un 2x3 por corto le llegamos. La ciudad está pavimentada, pero las trocas vienen empolvadas.
50s, 80s Soviet era apartment. A single thing was broken in there, by the way. Quality out of proportions, and I'm not just saying it as a filthy, filthy commie. And then I drove back today. Yesterday we cooked for her. We prepared a bunch of stuff so that she has it in the fridge. Like different family members go every weekend because she hurt her leg, so she can't go shopping and stuff for at least a couple of months. Other than that, she's perfectly healthy. She's fine. Quote from her, because she's like 80 something, and my fiance asks her, did you like your life, low key? That was the question. It was a little bit direct. But she was like, dude, I have had the craziest fucking life. I lived through 3 systems: fascism, socialism, and obviously capitalism now, right? And I was like, Jesus Christ, there's no way you. And then when I thought about it, no, yeah. She was around 8 when World War II started. She went through that occupation. Then she's like, I remember the people's trials. Like, I saw people get shot. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then she talked about the horrors of the 90s. They really had a very, very tough time during the 90s because they were that part of my fiance's family were like real communists. Like the grandfather, especially, God rest his soul, was like high functioning party member and stuff like that. Shit I didn't know about her, by the way, before we started dating. I learned about this like 2-3 years in. So don't tell me, oh, you just dated her because she's got the elite communist genealogy, okay? We're doing esoteric racism, but when it comes to the bloodlines tendency towards one or the other particular ideology. Imagine if we did that. Thank you, Carl Vinger. Fuck the Girondists, long live Robespierre and Marat. God bless, brother. Thank you very much for the 25 months in here from the literally day one. But yeah, basically conversations with that lady. She would have conversations with us for 2 hours. Then red chasing, that's a new term. She talked to us for 2 hours, then she would go and nap for 2 hours, and she would come back and talk to us for 2 hours and then nap. I basically watched TV and I drank Macedonian non-homemade rakia. Very big recommend. Tikvesh, Lozova, Gold. I think it's their like a little bit more expensive version, but it's not. It's rakia. It's not that expensive. It's like 13, 14 euros. I think that's an acceptable amount to pay for, 40 proof booze that is genuinely of one of the highest calibers. Yeah, that was my yesterday. How was yours? I saw some very, very cool shit as well. Happy May Day. Thank you very much, brother. Srećan Prvi Maj to anybody and everybody that either did praxis yesterday or rested yesterday, whatever way you marked it. I am grateful to you for being grateful for the many millions of workers that have given their lives so that we can have even the standards that we have today, which of course we celebrate on the beautiful May 1st, the world's Labor Day. Communists are hot. The CIA literally had to start abstract expressionism so the girlies wouldn't see images of art working. But the CIA literally starting Jesus, Hugo, just don't be a nerd. Yes, lovely post. I was going to be like, that's a bit more complicated, but just great post. God bless. I edited the reaction pod the whole day. That's literally your fault. You had it 10 days ago? When did we interview Sam Cedar? So you working on May 1st is completely on you, sister. Do not make me feel like a filthy bourgeois for having our partner, so you're not an employee, our partner edit on May Day, okay? So I'm wiggling the finger. You're trying to start shit with chat. You see? This is how they cool you. Goddamn proletarian editors. Son of a motherfucking bitch. I'm kidding, Ann. Of course. 100%. Yeah. Fucking nerd ass streamer. Crushed the Descent chat. Bans his own producer from the other show. Bans both producers. Producer of this show, producer of the other show. Anyways, today's fit is very gold oriented, even though this one is real gold. This one is like the techie whatever bullshit. I love the feds having all the information on me. And then this old, like, I like to call it the Warhammer adjacent ring, right? And then we got, okay, this is gold. Got this. Parents-in-law. And then I got, you got to represent the Republican Party. I'm a great, proud Republican in this chat, okay? I disagree with the pitch that you can push and utilize Democratic Party funds towards the left. I believe we should push the Republicans, actually. So I am aware. No, it's for good luck, and I like elephants. People sometimes call them. Inquisition Bling. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Humanum superiorum est mundi unitas. The gold I care about are in your takes. Let's start it out then. Welcome back from the 1st of May. I hope you're all doing mighty, mighty fine. I got the workers fit. Claiming whatever the fuck it is on the background. Proper Maoist attire adapted. I got this from Russia before the war began. One of the last deliveries. I told this story already. One of the last deliveries that they did before the sanctions started was literally to my address. Crassy shit, bro. Absolutely crassy shit. 9 out of 10. I love it. Thank you, Abigail. I have a big pocket. There's so much room for secrets, right? I keep my money here because I got fat stacks thanks to chat, and I keep my glasses, and white shirt underneath because I watch too many movies with very cool-looking Latino gangsters that always wear a white shirt underneath their baggy shirt. So I am doing cultural appropriation there on steroids. Okay. Went to my local Palestine vigil today in the UK, and it was the first time the police showed up to ask us questions. Classic. That back patch is the opposite of the front. The front has titty pockets and a Yakuza tattoo on the back. Yeah, I mean, there you go. That's Russian design for you. Titty pockets and Yakuza combined in one, eh? Anyway, chat, welcome in. It is a genuine pleasure to see all of you. We are back. I fixed this. Son of a bitch. Gamba at... let's Gamba today, please. What do you think is fair, chat? I think 4,040 is fair. Is that fair? I think we can reach 4,040. We got to get over 4,000. What am I? A filthy under 4K Andy? That is filthy. Is this the type of... Can you believe that you would be in a chat of an under 4K sub Andy? No. You respect yourself too much for that, chat. That's what we're going to make sure we go over 4, okay? 4,040, I think, is good, right? Is that fair? 1 for fair, 2 for unfair. 3 for I have mommy issues. Come on. Drop your vote. Tell me if it's fair. I think it's very fair. And now everybody's going to write 3. I wonder why I do what I do all the time. Thank you, Cynical Chris, for being the only normal person here. Thank you. And I'm saying this to a fucking Polish guy, okay? 2, it should be higher. I see what you're doing there. I should give you a cut. Pizza Famine 4. Daddy issues? Let me guess. Daddy issues. Daddy issues? Probably daddy issues. One moment. Turn on the other light. Okay. No dying inside. Okay. So we're keeping it 440. Let's hit that target. Let's have some fun. Let's go over 4,000. Let's see who our first Western taxpayer is going to be today. I know that is arguably the hardest, heaviest, most fucking metal thing to do. Because, being first in anything is always very difficult. Afterwards, it becomes popular, and it's not as cool. So let's see who our first Western taxpayer is. If you don't know what taxes are here, ! Tax. Now that we got the business out of the way, let us start out our recap with the kneecap, a new episode of exclamation point. The reaction podcast is going to be going out right after this stream ends. It's going to be sexy. We interview an old man, a Jew on top of that, called Sam Cedar from the Minority Report, where they report on who touches minorities. Jokes aside, we interviewed the OG Sam Cedar from the Majority Report on Tim Pool, and basically got like, this episode's interesting because it's basically a drama episode, if I can say so myself. This felt like I was interviewing somebody about. I was more quiet in this episode, but because you're not supposed to make it about yourself. But still, crazy amounts of behind the scenes info on his proverbial beef with Tim Pool, his one-sided beef, Tim Pool's perspective. From Tim Pool's perspective, it's a beef. From Sam Cedar's, it's like a lol cow milking thing. And we talked about how Sam Cedar went to his house, to his compound, saw his like skate park, stuff they talked about when cameras were not rolling. We learned that Sam Cedar was actually one of the first people that ever platformed. That was very strange. Tim Pool, like the world is very small. Okay, we talked about Tim Pool's origins as a streamer. Actually, it was very, very interesting. So this one is still going to be about the discussion of fascism and its role, especially when it comes out of the mouth of Tim Pool in particular. But it's also just going to be like basically dropping tea. That's what that episode felt like. We were just sitting down in a nice little room, brewski's open, and we're just dropping the tea. By the way, like if I can give you something behind the scenes, Sam Cedar is like absurdly professional. That was scary. Like I know that he's been doing this for 2 decades, and I'm nowhere even close. I question whether I ever will be even close. But I've arguably never had a guest to whom you ask a question, and it takes half a second for him to readjust and then just start going. It was magnificent. It was genuinely magnificent. Agent 47 of the left. It was genuinely magnificent. Dog, he literally goes to tax conferences for fun. Yes, very funny. So anyways, go and subscribe to the channel over on YouTube or follow us on your preferred. Can we get the pin, please? Toasty, you're the producer on that fucking show. Can you pin that fucking thing in chat? You're also a mod here. God damn it. I'm kidding. This is tough love. What did I want to say? Yeah, go and subscribe on YouTube. Follow it on the multiple websites. And when the episode does come out right after the stream, you're gonna have some fun. You're gonna learn some good shit. I wonder if Tim Pool is going to notice this. Honestly, I would love that. I'm just afraid that this episode isn't what like makes him jump on for a roof or something. I'm being very serious. I really hope he doesn't. Because like I believe he kind of sees Sam Cedar as a low-key like is his like personal hero. And seeing him just not take him seriously whatsoever the way he does in the episode. I know that if I was Tim Pool and I listened back to that, I would not be okay for like 3 weeks. I would genuinely not be okay. So even Sam, just to spoil, even Sam during the interview, he was like, dude, maybe I should stop talking about this. He started feeling bad. He was like, Jesus Christ. Like, holy shit, like this guy, damn, dude. Tim yearns for a father figure and for a fucking trip to Turkey. Anyways, welcome in chat. Let's start a recap with the kneecap. Before we do that, though, I gotta say a big thank you to God of Negativity. You are everything but negative, my beautiful taxpayer. Thank you for being the big swinging dick in chat who started us out with our first Western tax. We're going to be streaming today and tomorrow, and if we want to reach the target, let's reach 22 Western subs today. That means 7 more wealthy taxpayers from the West ethnic minorities or majorities. It is time for you to integrate yourself in the integrated reverse apartheid system. Get us closer to Gamba and give many, many beautiful chatters. Why is the camera doing this today? I know that God is sending his love, but this is strange. I haven't changed any of the settings, my dude. And make a bunch of people happy. Okay, God of negativity implies that they can take away negativity as well. He's the one that giveth and taketh away negativity. Well, he loves playing with me a lot, that's for sure. Recap with the kneecap, 2nd of May, 2026. It's actually May, produced by our phenomenal producer that gets 10% cut of everything we make here. Cuphead Socialists, for those of you who are new. Recap with the kneecap basically means going through everything that has happened since the previous stream so that everybody can be on the same page. Now, let's start out with the top stories while you were out. WP, Trump tells Congress hostilities with Iran have terminated as 60-day deadline passes. Die Zeit, U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals issued a temporary stay on allowing mail-order abortion medication. Reuters, U.S. is officially withdrawing approximately 5,000 troops from Germany amid spat between Trump, Merz, and others over the Iran war, which is very strange because Merz has taken it as a personal task to personally fellatio the circumcised Tito cock. So, interesting twist. But everything that here in this show that very, very fervently fights for multipolarity, nothing new under the sun. We have predicted most of this, and it's just gonna spiral from here. I still got my $100 on him trying to take Greenland by the end of the year. I still have my $100 on that. I know it's very unlikely, but the way and the speed at which their relations are deteriorating, you never know. You never know. You never know, okay? NPR, Chinese court rules that companies are barred from firing employees in order to replace them with AI. This has actually hit mainstream news, and it's fucking fascinating. I've had, because I'm to an extent a China simp, as some of you might know, and I have had, yes, we're having a bit of whiskey. We got Macallan fancy shit. It was a gift, don't shoot me. What did I want to say? Because most of my IRL friends know that I'm somewhat of a China simp. I've had like 5, 6, 7 of them send me this article or screenshots of this article, which means that like even the normies are fighting their xenophobia and anti-communism. That's number one. And number two, look me straight in the eyes with a state in which capitalists secretly control the Communist Party ever proactively do this. Look me in the eyes. One of the greatest and let's say most overhyped technological leaps in the last half a century is being proactively combated by the Chinese Communist Party when it comes to its potential negative effect on the proletariat. In what universe would a state which does not put the working class first in its system do that? In what universe? Yeah, in none, because it is a worker state. How much? I don't know what. In a world where everybody's joinking it, AI replacing labor and making trillions of dollars from it, the People's Republic of China is proactively refusing to make trillions of dollars from it on the backs of workers. Mind you, they're not banning AI. They're not fucking idiots. There's money to be made from this. Some relatively unethical, some ethical. I'm not saying that they're fucking roses. But, my brothers, sisters, and NBs, this is a massive green motherfucking flag coming to us from the red flag country. Oh. Oh, yeah. Son of a bitch. What the fuck do they do in Scotland, man? Do I have Scottish people in here? Holy mother of God. What? Like, do you have magic in your grass or in the wood of your casks? Absolutely savage. Oh my. Oh, I have a magic wood. Give me 10 gift subs right now. Fucking hell, dude. They are special people, dude. What's that? This is single malt, a 15-year-old Scottish whiskey. It is fucking class. Let me go drink it. Mamma mia. Mamma mia, che cazzo. Lelebat. Can we smell it? Yeah. Good, right? Smells like caramel during an incredibly cold day inside of a house made completely out of wood, being melted in a little bit into a glass of, into a cup of very warm milk while the fire crackles in front of you. That's what it fucking takes. Glenlivet Macallan is a gift, but I feel like, I've drank it plenty of times. Never actually drop that money to buy it in my house, but now I might start because Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ. Anyways, what did I want to say? Yeah, really, really lovely. Unironically teleports. In honor of InfoWars going off air. No, InfoWars is going on air. It's the new InfoWars. Thank you, made you say I love Amazon for the 18 months. Let's go, baby. Welcome back. Getting us closer and closer to that beautiful Gamba moment.
Heaven, I've been jacked into the big plan. I've seen it. I can't even compute all of it. It's so fantastical. You've not seen nothing. You ain't heard nothing. You ain't smelled nothing like this. I don't have words to tell you. But I tell you, anybody tries to get in the way of the incredible plan the big guy's got for us has got me pissed, and I'm just begging to stay on the team, man. Just put me in the game, Coach. Whatever you say, Coach. I know I'm weak. I know I'm pathetic. Man, you're amazing. I'm so lucky you made me. What do I do, Bob? Like a hunting dog, man. Just take me out of the house. Just turn me on them. Just tell me what I got to do. Tell me how I serve you. Tell me what I can do for you right now.
Bro just got an alcoholic to go into withdrawal with that description. Oh, come on. But yeah, it's absolutely lovely. But don't drink if you cannot. Just fucking don't. Anyways, let's continue. BBC, first ever scientifically recorded case of twins with two different biological and legal fathers in the UK. That's fucking crazy. What, does that mean they have two dads? So like they brought their sperm together, and then they impregnated an egg with like a mixture of their nuts, and then twins came out. Tell me how that works. I'm happy for them. That's fucking lovely. I love bioengineering. I think it's based, but what? Western Taxpayers Unite. Let's go, James from the internet. Thank you for 20 months, my friend. So, okay, I'm asking them important questions here. Was a egg involved? Did they just make two twins with the two different sperm? But no, they can't be twins then. If one is going to look like one of the dads and the other one is going to look like the other one of the dads. Molecule science is advancing. The mother would have released the eggs, and then two different men impregnated each egg. No, because they're twins. Half twins? Half twins? Okay, if they're half twins, then it's not as okay. So half. But are they twins then? No, then they're just half brothers and sisters. No, then they're just. But then they're not twins. Twins just means they're born at the same time. Hey, out here I'm getting excited to genetically modify my child into being basically an Ubermensch, and you guys are just saying that they took two fucking eggs and they just fucking Jesus Christ. Anyways, the hype train has begun apparently. Let's get it to 6-7 chat. Because hype trains land us on the front of the page. And if we land on the front of the page, there's more people to join chat. If more people join chat, there's a higher chance your lonely fucking ass meets a super hot communist and leads to you having a baby made from two dads in the future. So the higher the hype train, the higher the chance you finally stop being single. And if you're actually dating someone in here and you're like, but that's not a good pitch for me, do you want to be around single people? The answer is no. So you want to push this hype train through the Hormuzi as well, because that's going to lower the number of single people in chat that are constantly going to be annoying and passive aggressive to you for having a partner. So ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, let's get some people some dick and pussy. Thank you, Crisco, my fucking God. Crisco, you legend. You fucking legend. You know I owe you spins on the Gamba. Toasty, was he numero uno last week? Who was numero uno? Remind me of the top Oilers of the last week. Thank you, Crisco. W for Crisco in chat. Okay. By the way, Crisco has a partner, but is also an extremely sexy lumberjack. For those of you that don't know. I'm back from the mountains with a week of no internet. What did miss? I went to, look at where I went. I went to, for May Day this year, I'm drinking raki in the most 1970s Soviet era apartment you've ever seen. Might be my peak male performative leftist moment, okay? Look at this, okay? So, yeah, I was inside, unfortunately. You celebrated May Day properly in the external lands. And that's pretty much it. You didn't, no Gamba, homie. Are you sure? Okay, brother, thank you. I appreciate you. Amazing update InfoWars. We're going to watch it. Let me just finish the recap with the kneecap. Thank you, Crisco. Thank you very much. Who's the top Oiler now? Anaconda is number one, actually. Let's see what happens. Hi, all. Thank you. I'm just me. That's a great fucking name. Level 7, okay? Now let's get to level 12. Why? Because I am greedy, and to repeat myself, because I want this chat to be full with sex havers, okay? I want all of you. You see, I am the opposite of Destiny. Destiny, even when he's married, hits up like chatters and shit and does weird, disgusting stuff, especially underage. I am the opposite. I do not want to see your reproductive organs. I want all of you to see each other's reproductive organs, okay? So the more you subscribe, the bigger the hype train, the higher we are on the timeline, the higher the chances you meet a very sexy communist, okay? Okay. I said level 12 minutes ago. Okay, sorry, sir. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, boss. Sorry. No, God bless. I'm fucking wrong. So Anya in the wild in another chat and feel like the DiCaprio point meme. Anya Konda in another chat. You mean you people sometimes go to other streams? Unironically, what streamers used to do back in the day. It's fucking Hugo, but sex is peak anti-revolutionary behavior. I promise it was only once and she's here. Fuck, dude. God damn it, Anaconda. I will never forget this, okay? You promised it was only once. Did you even feel anything? Did you even oil them up the way you oil me up? Or were you just there without a subscription? If you were just there without a subscription, that's not cheating. If you were subscribed, that's basically flirting. If you gifted subs, that's basically intercourse. No, I don't oil big streamers. Yes. Wait. Did you just say I'm not a big streamer? You just did the thing. You just did the thing where like your partner tells you you have the biggest dick out of all of your friends. There's only one way you can repay me for this. And you know what it is? Okay, I'm milking it too much. No. God bless. That was a great bit, Anaconda. Thank you. That was fucking fun. Anyways. AP. Ghana becomes the latest country to reject a U.S. health deal, citing concerns about requirements to waive health sovereignty and violate domestic data protection laws. Unipolarity taking another hit, this time from Ghana. In other news, Euronews. Over 100 activists from the Gaza flotilla have been taken to Crete following illegal detention by the IOF. Deutsche Welle. Timmy, a standard humpback whale, was released back into the North Sea after weeks on German beach. Spirit Airlines will shut down after negotiations for federal bailout failed. During orderly wind down, customers will be directed to the website for refund status and next steps. Wow, there's Spirit Airlines. I've never flown on that. Is that American? An American thing? Or is it like, what is that? What is that? Level 7, 1 minute left. Okay? Chat, do you want to be single forever? If the answer is no, then subscribe individually or oil. And if the answer is yes, then subscribe individually or oil, because that way you will forever know that you want to be single because you will interact with people. Okay? The Ryanair of America. Oh, really? But does America have Ryanair as well? I'm a Ryanair patriot. I hate Wizz Air, but Ryanair, I'm a Ryanair patriot. Okay? That country, that corporation gets pardoned when we do communism. 30 seconds left. Thank you, David, for forwarding us up. The nicest thing a chatter can do. Chat, seriously. Is this an insult chat? Is this a goddamn insult chat? Is this a... I'm looking at you and judging you while holding a glass of whiskey and swirling it left and right. With great intensity, my eyes tell you, what the hell are you on? What the hell are you on? Rest in peace, keep it rein still. Thank you for a level 7. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Oh, God damn it, this is so good. Don't worry, chat, man. God bless. Can you also swirl these nuts? You know, there has to be something to slur. Swirl, you know? So if you find a way to grow them, and I can actually grab something except air, I'll swirl them. CBS. Bard College president Leon Bostein announces retirement following revelations of Epstein ties. Jesus, the way I read that was anti-Semitic as fuck. That was not my intention. I didn't see the Epstein connection, so I was just making fun of the Bostein, the way it's read. because people were saying that reading it Epstein is anti-Semitic. Epstein, suck my fucking dick. Bro's head, literal egg. Bard College President Leon Bostein. National Observer, the First Nations Finfish Stewardship Coalition, unveils 5-pillar plan to replace federal ban on open-net salmon farms. France 24, Turkish police detained nearly 570 people during the May Day demonstrations in Istanbul using tear gas and metal barricades to seal off central Taksim Square. Classic Turkish behavior. Now let's quickly do 2 truths and a lie, where you can use your beautiful, beautiful channel points to prove to everybody else whether your orange circumcised man knowledge is superior to those of your fellow chatters. How does it work? I read through A, B, and C, or you look at it on your beautiful, beautiful 4K screen, and you vote for the one that you believe is false. Put your fake money where your mouth is. A, Iran will regret making the United States of America their enemy. I will rain hell down on them like it has never been before. B, Iran can't get its act together. They don't know how to sign a non-nuclear deal. They better get smart. President DJT. And C, Intel stock continues to rise. I'm very proud of that company, and that I am responsible for making the United States of America over $30 billion in the last 90 days on that stoke alone. There are others, likewise, I have been very successful with by taking pieces of equity to support. Jesus, this is written like a toddler. It's probably true. Congratulations to Intel on doing such a great job, and more importantly, congratulations to the people of the United States for making such a good investimento. Presidente Donaldo Trump. Vote, 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 vote. B is too short to be real. B can't be real. I refuse to believe it. Vote in the poll. It's almost over, chat. B, oh my God, actually today we have competition. A and B almost have the same amount of points, and C has 30,000 on it. Put your money where your mouth is. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Me personally, I have no idea. I have 0 clues. I am, blues clues. Well, I am a different color of clue. Transparent. I'm transparent clue. I have no clue. I am the opposite of a man who has knowledge. Okay? And let us see. It was A. It was A. Iran will regret making the United States of America their enemy. I mean, this was a smart play by our producer because it was. It sounds like 1,000 tweets that he made, but he didn't really do it. So let's see who the biggest losers were. Can I get the payout, my friends? See the Hugo rule, not signed at the end. Sometimes works. Sometimes Cuphead adjusts for it. Can we get the results? Okay, I got the results. Thank you. Apologies. Let's all point and laugh at Dookie Butt. Dookie Butt 1. Lost 20,000 points, Jesus Christ. And Zen Demon lost 10,000 points. And the biggest winner with 15,000 is Lind Holmer. What's up, Lind Holmer? Nice to see you. 15,000 child soldier tribute points. Congratulations, Afghan Nation. A wins. It had 32% of the vote. Come on, everybody. Can I get a little clap? Tommy Shrigley? What is this reference? I love this. This is what? Tommy Shrigley? He's got the small handies. I love this. This was for me. God bless. I'm fucking with you. I have to explain that I'm fucking with her because Cuphead has this thing where she thinks I'm being mean. But I'm doing banter. And it's understandable with me, whether it's banter or just being mean. It's difficult to find the middle ground. Speaking of the difference between humor and serious coverage, the Onion has restarted InfoWars, and I have to watch it right now, okay? Jesus, that's loud.
Hi, everybody. It's Tim Heidecker here. I'm broadcasting now live.
God, I love his voice. 10 out of 10. Okay, too much hair. Gotta lose that hair. You can't do Infowars with hair. It's not a thing. You cannot do Infowars without much hair. That I hate that. I absolutely hate. Gotta lose the hair.
On the internet. Thank you for joining me. We have major announcements to go through here. Lots going on. Lot of turmoil the past couple of days. On our road to total victory, we have just won a major battle, folks. Okay, Alex and his gang of liars and scoundrels have been cast out into the street. They have lost Infowars, Infowars.com, and their various platforms now. They have been cast out, ladies and gentlemen. And make no mistake, we will be the new Infowars. Now we got to go through the machinations of the court, and we've
I love the new Infowars. They're gay and they're beautiful.
had some setbacks over the past couple of days, but that is not stopping us. It is not tempering our resolve. Over the next several days or weeks, you will see much more coming out of this. So I just wanted to give you that. As you know, in the past couple of days, this third court of appeals down there in Texas has granted Alex a temporary stay, delaying justice for the Sandy Hook families, all right? This is merely a distraction by the courts.
But this is going to be difficult to pull off for them because it has everything going for it, and that's not always a good thing because it can turn out, it can just turn into a gimmick, right? And gimmicks don't last long, especially as shows. So if they have to figure out an actual content plan, and by that I mean like the style and exactly what type of messaging they want to do, and exactly what type of audience they want to talk to, et cetera, which is going to be difficult. Because the main audience you're getting in the beginning is people that are just going to tune in because it's funny that the Onion now runs Infowars. But for them to watch episode 5, episode 50, episode 120, if that's even the plan, I'm talking out of my ass to an extent right now, that's going to be hard. That's going to be difficult. But if anybody can do it, the Onion can do it because they have been the kings of hyper-ironic social commentary done through this sort of over-the-top conspiratorial prism. So maybe they can pull it off with this. All I'm saying is going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. All you have to do is copy what Jones covers for the day or week and then make a parody of that, correct? Yes, but I don't think Alex Jones is mainstream enough for that to run for long enough. Like if you're doing that, you'll always get like maybe 10 or maybe 15% of how many viewers he gets. You call your stream Infowars East, they can't yet stop you. But I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just hoping that they pull it off because I can see it gimmickifying itself, and gimmicks get fast quick. What's up, Polaris? Long time no see. Can we get a fucking sub for Polaris right now? Hi from Vietnam. You finally get some internet, you beautiful motherfucker. How's Vietnam treating you? For those of you who don't know, Polaris is our resident war man, and he's a G, and he's been to Cuba. Now he's going to Vietnam. He's trying to get the fuck out of Dodge, get the fuck out of the United States. Thank you, Anaconda. I'm still mad that you cheated, okay? That 19 more gifts throughout this stream, and then I'll forgive you. Throughout this week. Liberation Day was awesome. Jesus, you were there for Liberation Day? Of course you were there for Liberation Day. W Polaris best brand of bottled water. Actually, didn't Jones get caught having prurient videos of trans people in his browser? I have no fucking idea.
We knew this was going to be coming. We prepared for it. We are continuing the fight. We are never been more resolved to seek restitution and justice for the Sandy Hook families. Now, in the past couple of days, my reputation as a comedian and as a podcaster and as an actor If I look familiar to you, you might have seen me in the movie Bridesmaids, and a number of other pictures and television shows, as well as my own work. My reputation has come under attack by Alex Jones and his cabal of liars and
This is good. This is good.
scoundrels and criminals. And I can tell you it's been difficult for me and my family, but my resolve has only been strengthened by this. I can weather these personal attacks. You can come at me all day long, and I will remain firm and strong because we have established a movement now. We are speaking now to the people out there consider themselves info warriors and who are on our side, okay? We have also established something really historic, folks. We have created an alliance between the Lord God and Satan himself. We have communicated with through spiritual practice, through demon rituals. We have gotten together, Lord Almighty and his son.
Okay, that's very funny. Okay.
To come together at the bargaining table or in a neutral ground, not heaven, not hell. But we have communicated to them that we want an alliance of hell and heaven to push us through these final moments here. We have so much to get to. I am confirming now, I am wearing his skin. I've been wearing his skin now for about 2 weeks, and it is tough skin. It is Texas skin. It's leathery, and Old Spice is the main fragrance.
It's leathery and Old Spice is the main fragrance. I'm hard.
Well as various alcoholic beverages. All right. I do want to remind you, you can join the Onion.com. The Onion is responsible for the decisions that are being made right now, and the course we're moving forward is guided by them, and they are an institution. We ask you to join them now so you could participate in this fight and become a info warrior, because InfoWars will be coming to you courtesy of me as the creative director and the Onion. So join the Onion now. Get a subscription. You're not going to regret it. All right, we got a couple of phone calls we want to get to. Lots going on here. Do we have anybody on the line?
I want to say, Tim, hello. This is the President of the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, a man that I have recently been feuding with over some of his policy decisions, but a man that I believe is a good man, and he's going to find his way through all this. But sir, it is a pleasure to have you on here.
Thank you. You know, we're going to have our disagreement. We're going to have our fights, but we love each other. And when we love can conquer all, as they say. And they said it so well in Love Story and after the long weekend. Everyone remember.
Oh, wait. The long weekend. I don't remember the long weekend. The long weekend. Classica. Yeah, bote. Classica.
There's that movie with Deborah Winger and Legal Eagles. Another great Deborah Winger
Robert
Redford, one of the greats. And you're Robert Redford of this incredible war on information that you're going to be beginning.
Okay, I can already see the type of content they can do. Okay, unironically put Onion articles into video form and cover them extremely seriously in InfoWars, like extremely seriously and passionately in InfoWars fashion, while doing the over-the-top spins too. It can work. That can work. That can have content sustainability for a long time. That could work. That could work, especially if they talk about like relevant news, but Onionified. That could work. That could work. That could work. What is wrong with my camera? Jesus, I know you love me, but can I have some space? Can I please have some space? Jesus. All sentences have been said. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm kidding. It is a bit for my Twitch. Can you get? I'm literally not moving. I'm a guy in a mask. Why are you changing? There you go. You see, be like Jesus. When somebody asks you for some space, you give him some space. Okay? I think if I put my hand here, that's when it increases. That one. No, it's focused on my. I don't want you focusing on my eye. God. Sabotage.
Starting the fight.
Thank you, sir.
And I know that we've had a lot of disagreements in the past, but I would say someone else I had a lot of disagreements
I
with
thought it was real InfoWars.
with the King of England, King Charles, or Chuck, as I call him, Chucky Boy.
Yes,
He
state visit.
He visited us, and he said,
Chucky boy. Chucky boy.
and I'll tell you, you look at Camel, his wife Camel, and she's got 2 humps, that's for sure. And I'll tell you, she won't have a 3rd hump from her husband or from me because she's not as beautiful as Melania. And I told everybody when we were talking to the people and we were explaining why we love each other, I said, I won't be with you for 60 years. There's no way I can be with Melania for 60 years.
I understand.
Oh my God. And he's getting the whole like Trump who does not drink sounding like he's drunk, slurring, like 10 out of 10. That's expert level Trump, okay? That's like 2 a.m. tweeting Trump. It's so good. Very difficult to do.
I'm so old and people keep shooting at me.
Okay.
And it's only a matter of time.
Thank you, sir.
I was at the store when we were at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And that man came running and we paid him a lot of money. And he said, I can run really fast. And we were supposed to get the shotgun, the shot of the shotgun.
Okay, all right, sir. Well, listen, I understand there's still an active investigation on that, and we should let you go. Any updates on the war, sir?
Speaking of updates on the war, I must tell you that the first hour is upon us, and in the first hour, demons come inside of your room. What kind of demons they are? They are oil demons. They tell you, you must give us oil or the subscriber man oil, or we will do weird things to you. So if you do not want weird demons to do anything to you at the top of the hour, you must satisfy the streamer's request for grifting. You must follow, individually subscribe, and if you are wealthy enough, the demon will be extra violent towards you unless you pay your taxes. Gift 5 subs if you're from the developing world, 10 if you're from the first world, and 20 if you're from the first world and you're the majority ethnicity. That was the bit. That was the bit. That was the bit. I put on the glasses, and then they did the whole thing where it kind of sounds like a demon is gonna violate you. Which the second I said, I know was bad because half of you were like, "Yes, please." So just subscribe so I don't feel bad. That's my pitch. The worst one I've ever done in my life. But I did do the whole little like glasses thing. Glasses thing was fun, right? It was like I had the glasses on. That it was. Sorry, I'm just inspired by InfoWars. That's it. Just inspired by InfoWars. What if I do it again? Are you going to pay taxes? Aha! Works. Xi Jinping is the only one who felt bad enough. Thank you, Xi. Thank you, Xi. You guys are freaks.
You listen, you listen to reason, sir, and I ask you, I'm begging you to pull out.
Hugo chosen as least thoughtful glasses at the gun smuggling con. These are phenomenal sunglasses. These are phenomenal glasses, nerd boy. Speaking of those who bully nerds into their early grave, we have Barry Balls, who came in and paid their taxes. Barry is very, very monogamous with his girlfriend slash boyfriend slash girlfriend's boyfriend slash boyfriend's boyfriend. And therefore, said, I am going to pay my goddamn taxes today. Thank you, Barry. You are giving me minority taxes, but it is okay. It is okay. We all know you love pretending being, what do you think? Barry pretends to be Filipino. That's the type of black he would pretend to be a Filipino, a Filipino boxer. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Police Officer. Be like Barry. Send me your balls.
Out of this war and take the L on this, sir, if you would.
You know, I'll say what I say to my beautiful granddaughter, Kai. I'm not pulling out until the
Okay,
job
sir.
is
Thank
done.
you so much. Good to hear from the president. Thank you. Let's let the president
So
go. He's
wonderful. Good
Thank you,
time.
sir. We got another person on the line here who wants to speak with us. We have a Phil.
Yeah, this is Phil. I'm very excited to be on the show. I'm happy to see you taking over InfoWars. This has just been kind of a great day for a lot of us, and very excited.
Look, Aiden is literally on his knees and he's begging for a gift sub. And Krilltacular actually did it. Thank you, Krill, for actually being chill.
Excited to talk to you.
All right, sir. Phil, what's on your...
Phil, fucking hate that guy. I once saw Phil, okay? Once saw Phil go to the toilet and then take a shit and then realize there's no toilet paper. And then he's like, yo, bro, can you pass me some toilet paper? I'm shitting right next to Phil. And there's only one toilet roll. So I pass Phil the fucking toilet paper underneath the stall. I wait for 3-4 minutes. I hear wipes. Phil says, thank you, bro. And I hear the door fucking opening. I'm like, bro, aren't you forgetting something? He's like, oh, yeah, I finished the toilet roll. It took him 15 minutes to go to the store and get me another toilet roll. I was sitting there, just like that. Story never happened, but I am very inspired by InfoWars, so I'm just dropping shit now. Yeah, fuck Phil. Can I get a fuck Phil? Fuck non-existing Phil in chat. I'm just sharing like my worst nightmares. That one is the top one. That one is incredible. The Roman toilets that face each other, that must have been romantic, eh? Did they have those in your time, James? Okay, that was rude. No, God bless you, brother. Fuck Phil. Fuck non-existent Phil. Pepsi Phil. On the way I met Hakeem and he told me to just use water. It didn't have water. I was in an Israeli mall. I often like going to Israel and they make sure that they don't put anything in the toilet. Wow. Send this when people ask you, why do you listen to Ugoplic? Send them this. This is the type of content we subscribe for here in this chat. Exercise, thank you, Barry, and all taxpayers. God bless, God bless, God bless.
We got another person on the line here who wants to speak with us. We have a Phil.
Yeah, this is Phil. I'm very excited to be on the show. I'm happy to see you taking over InfoWars. This has just been kind of a great day for a lot of.
It would be cool, I have to say. It's impossible to do in a show that's like just, comedy, but he is a professional comedian. If they actually let people call in. It was not all scripted. Because a lot of call-ins and InfoWars are not scripted. They do vet them hardcore before they let them in, of course. We're not stupid, but still. It will be funny. It will be funny.
Of us, and very excited to talk to you.
Especially when you catch somebody with good banter and it's just back and forth, and then Alex Jones realizes that other guy is also fucking around. Like pow, pow, pow. At some point it will happen. That would be cool.
All right, sir. Phil, what's on your mind then?
Well, I've just been kind of perusing around some of the new merchandise, and for a long time I've been into gold and acquiring gold, and I really love this new product you guys have. It doesn't have a great family-friendly name, but called Piss to Gold.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, we're excited
and,
about Piss to
but-
Gold, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just reiterate: we now have a scientific, technological system by which we can take your urine and ship it to us, and we'll be able to extract the gold minerals out of your urine. As you know, our body is made up of many minerals and salt and different minerals, including gold. Gold that comes from stars and is in rocks and in.
If only ancient alchemists realized that the missing ingredient they had finally figuring out how to make unlimited gold was actually pissing inside of their lab equipment. Okay, like you just imagine this guy. Imagine this guy like spends 80 years trying to figure out gold, dies without having figured it out. Okay, these were real human beings that dedicated themselves to what at that time did amount to science. Okay, from their perspective, it made sense. From their perspective, they were studied and learned men, and they actually did advance technology a lot by basically accidentally creating other quote unquote chemicals and tech and so on. Non-electric tech that help people out. But what if they knew that the only thing that their concoctions lacked when it comes to trying to spawn currency was piss? Yes, that's the answer to most of life's questions. Piss. What would we do to reactionaries and capitalists after the revolution? Piss. What would we do to class traders after the revolution? Piss. How do we get to the revolution? Piss. Is it okay to collaborate with a reactionary, to collaborate with reformists or not? Piss. You see, piss can be an answer to everything, brothers, sisters, and pissers. That's roughly how they discovered phosphorus. Yup. Alchemists try this shit about. Yeah, they probably try to piss in it. God damn it. You gotta. Zin, you know you're one of my favorites, but you're a fucking cunt. Probably your mom told you the same thing. And if you come in here and tell me your mom's dead, please. I've already had chatters do that to me. Moms don't die. I don't believe that's unscientific. Moms live forever. Out here, I'm getting excited to genetically modify my child into being basically an Ubermensch. And you guys are just saying that they took 2 fucking eggs. Yes, welcome to Ugopnik Twitch. Don't you love being here? I fucking love being here anyways. Let's continue modifying your brain to these material conditions coming out from a screen as I watch it and then stream it towards your screen. 21st century, everyone.
Mines and everything, but we also consume gold on a daily basis through just through breathing and through
who was the last person that tried to save his country with piss? The Venezuelan president. No war. Just piss. He was trying to tell them to generate gold through piss. Thought he was saying peace? You racist piece of shit. You think his English is that bad? Racist fucking piece of shit. Everybody translated it as peace. Literally racist. Like just thinking you know better than a proud South American Latino. Okay? He was talking about piss. There's no war, piss. He's like, Donald Trump, please, let's piss together.
of different
Normie stream. How are we normies? Have you ever drank piss of a Venezuelan president? Have you ever engaged in the complex discussions of the intersection between unipolar Western dominance and piss? Have you? See, pause. Real liquid gold. Piss splash, I'm taking a bath.
Rocks, if you swallow rocks, or whatever it is. I don't know how you get gold in.
This guy definitely swallows rocks, coming in here calling me a normie. Jesus fucking... I've never been more offended in my life. You can call me anything else. Call me filthy, ugly, fat, stupid, disgusting, cuck. Call me anything. A normie. A normie. Me. A filthy norm. Can we call you Albanian? Of course, it's better than normie. Normie. No. I won't be able to sleep tonight.
Okay, but we can get it out now. So Phil, you're gonna send in your piss to us so we can take it out?
Well, yeah, and I'm not a rich man, so I'm trying to, I'm collecting up a lot of my wife's jewelry that I'm going to, condense down into urine. So it's a safer way to keep this because the communists are coming.
The communists are here.
No guar, just piss. There you go. The Venezuelan communists want to come for your piss. I'm drinking Scottish piss. This is Scottish piss right here.
The communists are here,
They're
Phil.
going to take our gold. Right? They're going to come take our gold.
Don't delude yourself. Don't lie to yourself. The communists are here, and they're running every sector of our economy, and they're running the government as well. Deep state is infiltrated into every sector, and this is the only way to get through that now is to build up your own personal war chest with funds from the gold in your urine. All right, so we gotta let you go now.
Hide it.
We gotta let you go, Phil.
Okay.
Good luck to you.
Well, okay. Well, thank you. I guess.
Feel free to call in anytime. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're reacting to this news in real time. We have number of people on the line now. If we have anybody else, producer, let me know.
Yep.
Hello.
Speaking of producer, do you think a call in to this show would be fun? Can we do call-ins? Can we figure out call-ins? Is there a digital way to do call-ins that doesn't use your phone? Think that would be fun, Cuphead? And everybody else, do you think that would be fun? I feel like I'll just get trolls, which would be funny because I think I can handle trolls. I don't take myself very seriously, except when a fucking piece of shit bottom feeder dog, subhuman cunt, calls me a fucking normie. Other than that, I think I'm a pretty chill guy. Like, I can talk to anyone. Thank you, Ben Horman. Thank you very much for the 2 months, my friend. Discord's a good idea, yeah. But milk the chat first. What I should say, if we get 50 subs in the next 10 minutes, I will start a call-in segment from next week. Nah, for next week, it's got to be 100. 100 subs in the next 10 minutes, and I'm doing call-ins. Use the Twitch function for call-ins. It elevates you in the Twitch algorithm when you use it. I use it all the time. It's improved a lot. What's up, Casey Tron? Very nice to see you. Why the fuck do you not have a fucking... This is your first comment? You see how I'm milking him like for this shit? And of course, it's not going to work. It's a pleasure. Let me VIP the shit out of you. We got a true VIP in chat. Let's fucking go. I've been a fan. Everybody give Casey Tron a follow. If somehow you live on planet Venera because you're a woman. you see,
Wonderful.
Too complex. I couldn't.
Subscriber.
Thank you, Casey Tron. Welcome. Been a long-term fan. Thank you, Ud 1020 Lou, for that 5. Thank you very much. We have 9 more minutes and 95 subs. And if we do that, I'll do call-ins next week. So, Casey Tron, so there's an option on Twitch, I didn't even know, where people can do call-ins. How do you, deal with, freaky people? I'm sorry that I'm, being very direct with asking for tips that you've probably acquired through the years, but I'm a piece of shit, so I'm just asking. You just out-freak them? You gotta keep your cool, right? Just nuke them immediately. We're all freaks. What do you mean? You're my type of freak, okay? When you use a Twitch function for it, it's in the TOS. It's in the TOS that it doesn't fall on the broadcaster. What? Jesus, pro tips up in here. Thank you, Casey Tron. Y35L really wants... okay, so we're 6, so... 8 more minutes left and 94 subs. This is definitely happening. It's happening. No, that is very good protection because you can't just have somebody dropping in and just screaming N-word, N-word, N-word like crazy. Thank you. Pro tip. Very good tip. I just got a text from Mike. I need to figure out the payment system for the Reaction podcast. And I asked them what to do. Let me just drop some tea. We even got Casey Tron here. Casey knows Mike. I just got to shit talk my colleague over in the show. So I get I've asked him to send me his like business details 10 days ago. 10. You count to 10 and then time that by 24, right? And we did like 3 reminders throughout those 10 days, every 2 to 3 days. And there's a pure description of exactly what I need. And he texts me, okay, what do you need exactly, bro? Oh, never mind. It's right there. 1 second. And now he's going to send it. Incredible. Incredible. I wouldn't change a single thing about him. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to start shit with my co-host. But holy mother of God, dude. He is an impressive human being. In all forms and shapes and sizes. Anyways, 94 more subs in the next 6 minutes. You want me to do call-ins? I really want to do call-ins. Can you guys do this? Because call-ins sound fucking fantastic. If Mike would take calls, I would troll him all day. He would control me. No, it's not as fun as trolling an American. Yeah, that hurt for saying, but Aiden Cooper is literally begging. American education system strikes again. Yeah, let's go back to Infowars. Did you watch this, Gaystron? If you're still here, did you like it? I like the format. I just don't know how they'll make it sustainable long term. By sustainable, I mean like the gimmick runs out at some point, and unless you have like very proper structure on what to make the show into, it's gonna get old quickly. But then again, it is The Onion. They have huge budgets. They have a lot of writers. So if they basically just do The Onion, but Infowarified and in video form, I think it's going to kill. Good. I could never troll you, King. You're the light of my lighthouse. This is breaking TOS. Like you're not supposed. This is for my OnlyFans subscribers. You don't get to talk to me like this here, okay? Okay? This is why I wear a mask, so you don't see me drooling. What if we lower the goal to 75 in 5 minutes? Okay, 75 in 5 minutes. That's it. I'm not lowering it anymore. That's 3 people with 25 subs. Okay, just 3 very, very wealthy human beings. There you go. That's the pitch. If you want call-ins, I'm gonna wear a suit. I'm gonna wear a suit every time we do call-ins. I'm gonna wear a suit and like I'll do like a thing in my background, green screen it. I'll do a green screen in the background to make it look like a fancy news show, and then I'm gonna like very seriously answer your questions. I want to do this. I want to do whatever this guy did. Green frog therapy guy. Yes, that's how I'm writing. This guy. I want to do what this guy does.
Scotty, it says here you have been actively committing marriage fraud for money. What exactly? I want to unironically, like I want to teach you how to do fraud. Okay. Is marriage fraud.
In my job, if you're married, you get paid significantly more money. So me and one of my buddies decided to just get married.
Your name comes from Yugoslavia.
and a lot of the largest power brokers in the world, they already have billions of dollars. They don't want your money. But
I understand that. Yeah,
I appreciate what you're doing there, Tim, and I just want to say we're all behind you, and we're using the observer effect, quantum changes in matter just by using your mind.
well, I agree with you on that, sir. And you seem like somebody I could get along with pretty easily. You're an easy guy to talk to.
Well, yeah, I agree, Tim. And I would love to, maybe spend some time. We can go to San Francisco, go through Chinatown. They got a great Chinatown there. Get some Chinese food, and go to Palo Alto. Go to Palantir, Palo Alto. I know they and they say that it's in Florida now, but it's not. That's
I've been saying that for years. The idea that it's in Florida.
Caller's impression is better. I mean, it's different. It's different and similar at the same time. And I think that's kind of the meta, because the caller needs to actually be Alex Jones. He's not supposed to be a direct replica of him, because he's basically like an alternative demon that is wearing his skin.
Is a complete distraction. That's what they do. They try to confuse you.
I also think this was live, which takes massive testicles. Was it live? Or was this just premiere? Was it live or was it premiere? And anybody who's like 12 and can like check the code, tell me, please.
Yeah, well, and then you head up to Bohemian Grove up there, bring some of the Chinese food for the 45-foot owl they have there.
Oh, yes.
And offer it to the owl.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you something. We're going to get together in Palm Beach. We're going to rub each other down with some body oil. How about that?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, we could go to Palm Beach, and we could each, we could take turns fucking a prime rib.
All right.
Come.
All right. I can't wait to see you. Good to talk to you.
All right. Okay, good to talk to you, too.
All right. Now.
God bless.
Could drones inside schools help to stop mass shootings? CNN's Pete does.
Here in this Austin, Texas middle school, we're seeing how to stop a school shooting with a swarm of tiny drones. It's a new idea ripped from the world of indoor drone racing, placing a nest of drones inside homes.
Man, the Onion is really doing incredible marketing, okay? This is some gonzo marketing on steroids, dude.
So what do you guys call this?
We've just been calling it the box.
And launching them remotely the moment a lockdown begins.
So in a school shooting, most of the death happens in the first 2 minutes. And it's really hard to get an effective response there in that first 2 minutes.
Justin Marston is the founder of Campus Guardian Angel, the Texas startup that envisions drones mounted on the wall.
Yeah, but I mean, like, attach knives to it or something. You think somebody that just said, like, went to suicide themselves by killing a bunch of high school students is going to give a shit about the zoink zoink thing? He's just going to fucking shoot it or hit it.
A different part of the demo now that apparently requires... To prove it, I got to watch a test live. Bye. For this demonstration, the drone operators are right at our side, instead of in a control room where they'd navigate using a 3D scan of the school's interior. Part 1, speed. The drones rip through halls, scanning for a threat and feeding point-of-view video back in real time.
As soon as I can find him, 5 seconds later, I can be flying.
Bill King is a former Navy SEAL and co-founder of Campus Guardian Angel. Live drone video can be relayed to police, giving them a clearer picture before they move in. So we've moved on to a...
You know what else can do that? Cameras in the school. There's a camera.
Different part of the demo now that apparently requires safety glasses. The team here has now pulled out a stand-in shooter. His name?
Silent Bob.
Silent Bob?
Yep, because he never complains.
Even as he is pelted with pepper-sprayed balls, enough to stop a real shooter.
Okay, that's different. That does something. Okay, that's different. That's different. That's different. And now I'm being extremely contrarian. Now I'm about to be extremely contrarian. I am about to be extremely contrarian. I would attack the school with drones. If I know the school has drones, I would attack the school with drones. Also, if I would attack the school, I would attack the place that stores the drones first. Same way most school shooters attack the security guards first. But okay, at least something. I know. Everything except fucking limiting access to weapons. I agree. But I guess it's something, I don't know. I know all of us Reds love being just haters for the sake of hating. Okay, I guess flying pepper sprayers, not the worst idea, I guess. Like, you know, there's an excuse to train drone operators. I mean, they would only hire experienced drone operators. Give schools nuclear armaments, finally solving the problem of the cowardly police force. Yeah. So why is, unironically, there you go. The market finds solutions. The market finds solutions. Very good point, Pizza Famine. Why is my tax dollar going to the police if private corporations are going to be protecting my kids using flying big bees? Huh? The drones can use facial recognitions and kill any unauthorized students. No. They would be flied by individuals. They wouldn't be automated. Okay, no, I don't know. I know I'm supposed to be edgy because I'm a fucking commie on the internet, but okay, not the worst idea.
Even an unarmed drone can still pass.
It's insanely okay. Imagine if you watched a video about this in China, a video about this in Vietnam, a video about this, fuck it, in Kazakhstan, a video about this in Iran, a video about this in Ghana. You know what the title would be? Title would be, in Ghana, children die every day because their society is slowly collapsing. Thankfully, a couple of young entrepreneurs have tried to stop the barbaric Oriental Africans from killing each other. They have invented drones for schools, which will allow for distant operators to stop this evil, aggressive, violent culture from taking itself out on its youngest, right? But because it's in the States, it's naturalized and we don't say this shit. Okay? This was happening in Ghana, they would invade Ghana tomorrow. Okay? Drone strike within seconds. Ghana did it, they would be super fucking pissed. By the way, China does this. But it doesn't have school shooter problems. It does it for other stuff. I've seen it live. You guys know this? Wait, I don't know if there's zone land. China traffic jam. I've actually seen this in front of me. This, where is it? This.
This is traffic control.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Don't scream at me.
Drone in China.
But no, not that. For bad parking. There's like, there you go.
China is increasingly turning to drones as high-tech traffic police. Hovering above busy roads, these unmanned aircraft monitor congestion, spot violations, and capture real-time footage that ground officers can act on immediately. Equipped with loudspeakers, they can warn drivers, direct traffic, and even call out unsafe behavior.
Me and my woman shat our fucking pants. Is this fucking thing? I just hear bzzz, and then it starts screaming in Chinese, like very organic voice. Because I think the person like in the control room controls the drone and speaks. And I'm pretty sure that it was screaming like, "Move your car, move your car, move your car, or you will be fined. Move your car, or you will be fined." And it started counting down. And the guy very quickly got into his car, moved it, and just went bzz, bzz, and went back inside. My savage Balkan ass was like, holy mother of God, where the fuck did we come? This would be very good for my part of the world, actually. Everybody just parks like a cunt here. Everybody parks like a cunt. And also, when the PRC recently passed a law that will make sure that AI does not take jobs of workers, they never said that they have anything against AI taking jobs of police officers, if you know what I mean. I'm kidding. No, like tech. Like they... this is a very easy way to like just have more objective traffic control than if one needs to interact with a police officer, which increases chances of corruption, which increases chances of racist bias, etc., etc. You know, when you're getting a parking ticket or when you're getting stopped for speeding, it would be very different if a drone that cannot shoot you, okay, just flies in, asks you for your documents, you take them out, it gets scanned, then it immediately fines you if that's a problem. If you made a mistake, did not explain yourself adequately, and then afterwards, if you're doing freaky shit, then it's immediately going to register your. That's how it's in China. It's immediately going to register your license plate, and then it's going to, because of the tracking that exists everywhere, it's going to limit your access to any road until you interact with the police. And if you don't interact with the police but just go home, it's going to issue a particular warrant on you. And the second you're going absolutely anywhere, trying to use absolutely any app, you will not be able to do so because there is a warrant out on your name. That's basically the Chinese police management system. You cannot use a single app, like absolutely any app, without signing up your ID to it. So if you want to use the metro, if you want to use the train, if you want to order a cab, you have to use an app which has your ID signed with it. If you're, I don't know, if they're looking for you because you committed murder, you're immediately blocked from all of those apps. It would be very difficult to evade the law. So most people probably turn themselves in. I can't imagine, like China is unironically post-crime. It's crazy. There's no way you can like be a drug dealer in China. It's fucking impossible. Or to be like a racketeer, or to be maybe some of the most impoverished parts of the country. Because it is impossible if there is a warrant out on you for you to do jack shit. It is impossible. It is absolutely impossible. But then it's one of the safest places on planet Earth. So you take your bet on what you like or what you don't like. There is, this is not a morality question. Simply unironically, if a worker state has physical power over those who want to undermine it, it's good because we're workers. If it's a capitalist state doing the same, it's bad because we're not capitalists. It is as simple as that. That is dialectical materialism. Surveillance is neither good or bad. The question is, who is surveilling? Who holds the particular tool? When digital currency starts being widely used, it's going to be even more impossible to crime. What's up, Zivexel? Our big G Chinese in here. Tell me if I'm lying. I don't think I am. I've only been there for 10 days, right? Anyways, we passed 1 hour and 30 minutes. If you would like to support this filthy pro-Chinese stream, please do consider paying your taxes. We're at 3 taxpayers. The goal for today is 21 taxpayers, so we need 4 more Westerners. The only way you can become more like China is by supporting voices like mine that will motivate more Americans to want your country to look like China. So if we have Chinese patriots in here, you owe me 5 because I still count you as the developing world. But if you are a pro-Chinese Westerner, you owe me 20 or 25 in the beautiful voice. Why is there no music? Oh, no, it plays. Okay. Crazy hamburger. Thank you so much, Mobius Loop. Can I get a W for the pro-Chinese Westerners in here, okay? A Chinese century white boys, right? Fucking legendary. Absolutely legendary. Thank you, Mobius. Seriously. Thank you, brother. Thank you very, very, very much, brother. Getting us closer and closer to Gamba. What is Gamba going to be like in socialism? The same way as in China. We're just going to have like one city where you can Gamba and that's it. And all the casinos are going to be state-owned. That's the one thing I don't like about China. The fact they don't have state-owned casinos. Because state-owned casinos is actually fucking brilliant. Tell me, Zivexal, my Chinese friend, tell me that would not be fucking brilliant. There's in a system which still allows for capital, which is basically currency or assets that can accumulate and generate other currency or other assets, very TLDR. So a country that still tolerates capital and accumulation of capital, and if there's stupid enough people that want to go and just fucking spend it in a room with shiny buttons and cards, the surplus of that money should just go back into the hands of the proletariat. Right? I think that's extremely fucking fair. Hell, people tend to ask, like, from each according to their ability to each according to their need. But if I genuinely, like, am an extreme professional in a particular field and my social estate, like, ironically just gives me a lot, sure, I cannot turn that additional currency into more currency. I cannot turn it into capital because private property is outlawed, right? I will still be able to hoard it. That doesn't mean that I will be able to make more from the hoarded currency or hoarded assets, whatever a future socialist society chooses to go with. There's many directions. This is waste fucking intellectual masturbation if we go with it. But the big question of, like, what do you do with it? What do you do with that, like, extra surplus? And in my opinion, you could use it for, like, mini, if you want to call it, private enterprises. They wouldn't be private enterprises because they also wouldn't be able to generate capital. But that's what could potentially, in a very contained market system, could be a way to motivate people to, for example, invent wacky stuff, right? What I'm trying to say is you will not be able to turn accumulated currency into more currency, but you will be at some point be able to accumulate a certain amount, especially if you're a very niche professional or very good at what you're doing, etc., etc. How can we then, as a socialized economy, okay, as a managed economy, motivate? How can we utilize that relatively accrued amount of side currency that you have by allowing you to spend it in niche, wacky places, which would then stimulate people that just want to do wacky jobs, right? So, pretty interesting. Fully decommodified Gamba would probably use labor hours as currency. That's fucking hilarious. That could go really bad, though. Mark Scomby, thank you for the 7 months. And Comrade Richard, literally an OG of the OGs, thank you very much for the 28 months. Here we get a W for Richard. Thank you. Quebec is like that. All gambling is state-owned. What? The fuck? What the fuck? Gambling in Quebec includes casino gambling in most crowded cities or regions. Games chance. Unlike most Canadian provinces where the minimum age of gambling is 19 and the minimum age is 18. Gambling in Quebec is controlled by a government corporation. Canada is French. Vive la François Canada. Vive la François Canada. Vive le Québec française, québécoise, canadaise. That's it. I'm selling out. It was created for control and operation of legal gambling authorities in Quebec to permit lottery schemes in provinces and so on. Most countries, but it is casinos because most countries have like nationalized lotteries, right? That people steal a lot from. Most countries have nationalized lotteries. Like having an actual private lottery system is like absurdly dystopian. But still, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Tabernacle. What the fuck is a tabernacle, my friends? Help me speak the language of the Canadian French. Never thought of it that way. I always pictured in an ideal world it would be gone, but if we race it, we'll only create a black market. We can at least... So listen, currency eventually will be erased as a concept, but we are talking like the year of 3257, where we're literally talking... Jesus, my brain stopped. We're talking Star Trek shit, right? That type of post-scarcity. Before you get to that type of post-scarcity, you will need labor vouchers, currency, whatever the fuck you want, for practical reasons. But the way you define money now is going to be very different than the way money is defined then. Because money cannot generate money. Money cannot generate money. Money cannot buy stuff that will simply generate money. The only way to generate money, which would not be even called money, whatever, let's call it money because we're subjects of the 21st century, will be simply a translation of your labor value, of how much you fucking done, right? But this is what people don't get. But this, okay, the value that you've created will not be equal completely to the pleasures that you enjoy and the stuff that is particularly given to you. Okay? So amongst all who input labor in a developing socialist society, they will be granted something back. And while those who put in more or have the ability to put in more will see greater quote-unquote returns, those greater returns will in no way let them develop as a substrata, a subcategory, a subclass that is in any way superior from everyone according to their ability, to everyone according to their need, right? To those who have lesser ability, right? So while you will maybe have access to some more shit than those with lesser ability do, you will not be able to convert that greater asset into a mechanism that can generate greater assets or value or currency, or that would limit your access to, limit how much you have to work, etc., etc. Okay, this dude is drunk? What? I was just explaining something pretty complex. What the fuck are you talking about? Typing on what? Which guy? Are you talking about me? The fuck? But now there is more money than stuff, which was fine when the boomers were saying, but now they are spending. Yeah. And again, like, don't misquote me on this. This is me simplifying it on steroids. The Canadian dude. Be Hugo. Okay. God bless. Canadian throw. Anyways, let's get back to this. But yeah, the TLDR, from everybody according to their need to everybody according to their ability, is one of the most difficult concepts to parse through, because it is, as Engels himself said, I can't believe I'm doing this nerd shit. Engels himself said it is what a communist society looks like will be defined by those who build it. So all we are really doing is guesswork. because we do not have the POV of someone who has lived in a society so advanced under those advanced material conditions in order for us to understand what kind of a society they would leap towards during the last revolution, during the destruction of the last contradiction. Right? So it's impossibile, right? You can only guess. And there you go. I'm talking currency. I'm talking its relation to capital accumulation. Again, coming from this POV. And you can't unironically like throw read this guy or read that guy at me because they've all been guessing. Marx is guessing when he talks about read in the morning, fish in the afternoon, and hunt in the evening or whatever, have sex in the evening, do goon in the evening. He's doing guesswork as well, and he admits it. We cannot imagine it is impossible because we don't have. All humans do is take information, process it, and generate something new, right? At the end of the day. So if we, the same way, this is how I explain. The same way somebody from the 11th century would look at us as if we were literally speaking Egyptian. If you take a 11th century serf from France and we start talking to him about socialism, he will physically not be able to comprehend what the fuck we're talking about because his feudal material conditions have informed either his reactionary or progressive attitudes. So we would be throwing information at him that he has no way to correlate to other data points. In a similar fashion, it is exceptionally difficult for us to talk about societies that would rise from the eventual also destruction of the proletariat, right? Currently, us as proletarians are in a contradiction with the capitalists. We want to remove them from the equation, both because they are class antagonists, but also because this system has proven itself inefficient and harmful to this point, and we need an update. But once we create the next update, it will carry its own contradictions, and it will hopefully require the abolition, will hopefully require our kids, our great-great-grandchildren hating what we represented. That means there's progress. God bless. I'm happy with that. That's not what I'm saying. So in that way, those steps furthering and furthering and furthering, one revolution to another, one contradiction after another being annihilated. You don't have the possibility as a human being, to talk about any step except for the next step in revolution. I don't think that's true. He could understand the peasant controls the commune the same way the proletarian controls the NDP. Is the same principle in feudalism. No, you would. Okay, that's fair, but you would need to explain to him why capitalists are not based as fuck. To a feudal serf, a capitalist would sound fucking brilliant. Because you're telling me that I am not immediately relegated to one role in life which I cannot escape based on birth. And I can actually elevate myself to the status of a king, if not even more than a king. Oh, but sir, there's a 0.1% chance for you to do it. It's mostly luck. Okay, I fucking love that 0.1%. Let's fucking go. You understand what I'm trying to say? His contradictions were different. His the reason he would hate his feudal lord were answered by the bourgeois revolution. So he would love the bourgeois revolution because he would relate to it as having addressed his main dislikes of the feudal order, and he would look at our immediate suggestion to jump, one step ahead as being batshit insane. Is thou considered I am a winner? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm oversimplifying Fidel Castro, my friend. Obviously, I am, but that's my point. It's and also like another argument, he would be like, "You have a fridge. Why are you complaining? You have air what? You have metal things that drive you 100 kilometers an hour." Us complaining to a serf would there's no way. We are already living in a utopia for him. There's no way that we can complain to him about how it can be better and how we need to make it better. Anyways, we have reached the second hour. If you don't want to be a serf of the Ugopnik Twitch, consider elevating yourself to proletarian or even status by paying your taxes. We need 3 more Western taxpayers by subscribing individually through Prime. Subscribe individually. Or for $6 a month, less in certain countries. If you cannot afford that, call upon our wealthier subscribers to give you some oil, okay? They love oiling up fellow chatters. Yeah, this show does not have ads, guys. This show does not have sponsors. We constantly try to reinvest back into it. It has the largest international political community on this whole website. So if you like what we do, please consider supporting it. We are 1 sub away from 4,000. Come on, that's just like poking right into my eye, my friends. Let's get to 4,040 so that we can gamble and have some fun. You get 10% discount on merch. You get so much shit. Like, yeah. Still, very grateful if you subscribe. Would be very based. Thank you, Rain Smoker, for the Prime. Thank you, Barry Balls, for the gifty. Thank you, Ply Millions, for continuing the sub as well. Continue. Like, most of you in here probably have been gifted a sub. If 30% of you discontinue their sub or pay forward their sub, either or, that's it. We jump by probably 150 subs. That's it. Sustainability forever. If incredible oilers that oil still keep dropping the oil at the same rate, and only 30% of people that have been gifted a sub pay forward their sub or continue it, I will not have to ask or do this shill section ever for the rest of time. Literally. Thank you, Lele, for the 25 months, brother. Thank you. Person whose name I say the most during stream because I keep saying Lele all the time. Sub up, chat. Don't get caught in a U.S. Army ad. Probably subscribing to me or gifting me a lot of subs is a great way for you to dodge the draft in the United States. I'm talking to you, white boy, U.S. white boy, because you can because they're going to check your financial records, and you will have been constantly oiling up an anti-American Eastern comrade, Tommy. That's just, you're saving your life basically by gifting subs, basically saving your life, all of you. Pay taxes. Wait, I gotta do it this way. Pay taxes. Dodge the draft. Subscribe to Ugopnik. Is that good? Can somebody clip it? Let me see it. Anyways, InfoWars, Jesus. 2 hours into the stream, we watched 12 minutes of this, but we're having a great back and forth. I gotta play this because I gotta fart.
Yeah. Now, if you're just joining us, we are going through the imminent takeover of InfoWars. We've already won, folks. Alex Jones has been kicked off InfoWars. If you go to Infowars.com right now, you'll see that's a dead site, okay? And but we're not
off air. Yoinked, zoinked.
Finishing. We are not done we are continuing our resolve. It reminds me of a quote from General Grant. Ulysses S. Grant, who's on the wrong side of history. Still, very wise, astute man. It says, in every battle, there comes a time when both sides consider themselves beaten. Then he who continues the attack wins. So we are not slowing down. We are continuing to make sure that Alex Jones pays what the families of the Sandy Hook, the Sandy Hook families are owed, and we will not slow down. But you will find us at the Onion.info and wherever else. And soon we'll be on Infowars.com. If my satanic ritual, which we began this morning, is any indication, we are confident that we will be victorious. I have one message now, for a specific message for Harrison, Harrison Ford, one of Alex's little toadies. Now, Harrison Ford, I understand that you've been on the air coming at me, going at me, saying slanderous things on Twitter and on your program. And I just want to offer this, because we are war fighters. We are in the battle, but I am also a man of peace and a man of forgiveness.
Oh, that was so good. Again.
But I am also a man of peace and a man of forgiveness.
The burp make 10 out of 10.
And let me offer you this. The Alex Jones train has left the station, folks. The Alex Jones train, if you're still on that train, well, you're on the road to nowhere, okay? This Harrison Ford kid is a young kid. He's afforded the opportunity to make some mistakes in life, and he has made a big one. But I am not a man who is above forgiveness, and I want to offer this to you as a personal message to you, Harrison Ford. You come to me, you sit at my feet, you kiss my feet, kiss my hands, and rub oil on my feet.
Oil!
And beg for my...
This is me talking to chat when the hype train is not level 10. This is me talking to chat when hype train is not level 10. Literally this.
To you is a personal message to you, Harrison Ford. It's
a personal message to you, chat.
You come to me, you sit at my feet, you kiss my feet, kiss my hands, and...
We keep this as a soundboard. Figure out how to clip this and just have it as an MP3 for me. Cuphead, please. Cuphead, are you here? Clip this so it's a thing that I can just play on stream. That would be funny.
Rub
Beck pick, that's a great idea.
Oil on my feet and beg for my forgiveness, and we'll find a home for you here. We want to work with you, kid. You got talent. We got to get rid of those stupid glasses you're wearing. You look like a, serial killer, I suppose. I don't know if that's what you're going for, but that's all right. We're going to get you a
This is going to be a great bit. Spec pick, good fucking job.
makeover. We're going to sit you down with my makeup people and get you a nice haircut and get you some new clothes. But you need to sit at my feet, boy, and call me your Lord. Now, I believe in God, I believe in the devil, and I have orchestrated a alliance between them. But as far as you're concerned, I am the Lord. You'll sit at my feet, boy. So,
you got to sit at my feet, boy. Yeah, boy. Sit at my feet, boy. Where's my oil, boy? Boy, where's my oil, boy? I want that oil all over my feet, boy.
That's my message.
Jesus, I fucked it up. I want that oil all over my feet, boy.
Message to Harrison Ford. Take it seriously. Because this is your last chance to get off a train that is heading for a cliff. Once more, I did this earlier.
Oh, bit that too, because that can be used for hype trains. Oh my God, this is gold, man.
This morning.
Ah, boy.
But I'm going to sip from the blood of the Forsaken. This is real human blood. You can find this at the InfoWars store. This is human blood curated from the Forsaken and the sinners. All right, this is pure premium blood, tested, FDA.
Minus piss.
Unapproved. And this is just human blood. As part of my satanic ritual, I am a servant to Satan, and thank God I was able to get him and the Lord to sit down and come to their senses and get things back to before Satan was cast into hell. So I'm part of that. I'm part of the peace movement.
No guar, just piss. No guar, piss.
It's thick. It tastes like blood. And this is Satan giving me the powers to continue to fight. And we will continue to fight. And I cheers to you. If you have access to the blood of the Forsaken,
why is this entire InfoWars episode basically like 50% of my streams? I swear to God. But I'm not doing a bit where I'm trying to be fucking Alex Jones. I'm just being me. Fuck my life, dude.
And of all the children, this is not blood. These are adult. This is adult blood, by the way. Ain't no question. I made sure of that because I don't want to get in trouble.
It's adult. God damn it, it's adult female blood, brother. I ain't sipping no gay-ass, male-ass blood. I ain't no sissy.
This is
I know sissy, brother.
The blood of the Forsaken.
Female, hot female bimbo blood. Her breasts are gigantic. This is blood directly from her titties.
It's hot. And it tastes good.
As hot as the woman that they got it out of. A straight out of 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Got Botox 10 out of 10. Yeah, brother.
Not war, just peace, forever, forever, forever.
And we love peace.
Decirle al pueblo de Estados Unidos, no a la guerra. No queremos una guerra en el Caribe ni en Sudamérica. No, not war, just peace. No a la guerra loca.
I already spelled one fucking Guinness on my laptop. I'm not double spinning it. Son of a bitch. Hugo, you're holding a glass. You can't dance while holding a glass.
No crazy. No
Only
crazy
piss.
No.
I'll just spell it on the ground.
¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Please, please, please.
No, go on.
Yes, peace.
Yes, peace.
Yes, peace. Peace forever. Peace forever. Peace forever. Esto se llama lenguaje tarzaneado. Tipo Tarzán sería
This is fucking good, dude. This is the first time me hearing this. No, not the first time me hearing, but actually seeing the video.
Sí, paz. Sí, paz por siempre. Sí, paz, paz, paz. Sí, paz, paz, paz. Sí, paz.
I think Struggle plays this all the time. Yeah, Struggle 4. Shout out, Struggle 4.
Paz, paz. Sí, paz, 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 paz. Not war, just peace. The people United States. De parte de the people Bolivarian Republic.
He wished to the people of the United States peace. He wants United States people peace. Peace, United States.
Giving me the power. It's like Sun Tzu said, the victor in battle seeks battle only after the victory has been won. And we will win. We will conquer. InfoWars forever. You are the Info Warrior. Follow us. InfoWars is a movement, and you're on it now. You're on our ship. Come on board.
That was good. That was actually excellent. I did not expect it to be that good. It was funny. It had its niche, and it's setting up a premise that can be very, very decent. A very, very decent premise, chat. They just gotta figure out their, like, repeat script, as it's called. Like, the thing that, the pattern that they gotta follow so that they can have a format. Gotta figure out format. Gotta figure out format. For longevity. And then they can kill it. How do you know this? Because I have a show that's been running for 232 episodes without bonus, so around 300 episodes now. So I understand the necessity for proper formatting, my friend. And if they figure it out, this can be huge. This can be huge, very big, self-ironic, conspiracy, progressive show. But they gotta figure it out. Weird flex. I mean, I'm trying not to talk about your mother all the time. I gotta flex with other stuff. Imagine traveling to the future from the past and being like, InfoWars is actually goated now. Traveling from the future to the past, and they ask you, like, what's your favorite show? And you're like, oh my God, InfoWars? I get all my news from there. Fucking brilliant. I know this. This is gonna be my son Vladimir. It's gonna be my son Vladimir. I'm gonna call my my son. No, I'm what's the word? When you reveal somebody's location, sometimes accidentally, sometimes dox. I'm doxing my future son. My future son's name is gonna be Vladimir. Dox, yeah. My son's name is definitely gonna be. I always wanted it. Yes. Who inspired that name? Yes. Yes. Calling your baby Venezuela is fucking insane. I'm sorry.
In this village in southern India, you can also meet a Fidel Castro and a Che Guevara. The people of Velampati have been proudly communist for generations.
Volodymyr Zelensky, yes. I love Zelensky. I want my son to get all the money.
Communism was introduced to the village by a man named Vembuli, who witnessed the 1968 Kisvanmani massacre, when 44 Dalit farm laborers were burned alive for striking. After returning home, Vembuli organized villagers around a form of communism rooted in Indian experiences, related to land reform and the...
Your next son should be Ilya. Imagine I have 3 sons. Vladimir, Ilya, and Lenin. Holy shit. Then we're definitely not beating the communists who just treat Marx's writing and other socialist writers' writing as religious dogma. We're not beating that allegation, are we, bro? Then Ugljasha. You get Vladimir Ilya Ugljasha? Koji kurac Uglja? Ti rasista sad je. Što bacaš takve rasističke šale, brate? Ugalj, ti odvrata. Closest to Uljano. Pa već sam ti, evo, ne možeš se vratiš sad.
When I know the shit, why would I play when I know the shit stop? Tell the DJ go run that, tell the DJ go run that. I got too many issues and I bought me some more missiles. I was sitting there by myself, dog, ain't nobody giving no tissue. Why would I play when I know the shit, why would I play when I know the shit stop? Tell the DJ go run that, tell the DJ go run that. I got the jump stone, I got the she got the good shit, that shit really dope. Hear my little line when you ready to move, hear my little line when you ready to move. Back in that trap, back in that trap. I'm on the east.
Did the person that edited this also animate this? No, this person animated it without the... Oh, it is. Well, I'm going to reach out. That was fucking incredible.
If you're rendering curves or fibers or really anything similar in Blender, you're probably doing it wrong. So I'm sure most of you know already, especially if coming out of geometry node, you're...
opinion on socialism, and as a word, as a concept, as an idea, as a governance model, and we'll have a bit more baby social. I'm incredibly biased because I look at everything from the propaganda funnel, from the propaganda perspective, from the getting new commies through the door perspective. I understand that might be a little bit different for people that are like in the management of orgs,
let's see,
etc.
moms,
but the
business class.
Why the fuck?
And make an entire business.
Fucking stop playing fucking Twitter. Just open Twitch, not fucking. Okay, there we go.
Watch your head.
Did the Twitch just get updated? No matter what. Okay. Check Discord. You have your MP3. Ah, wait. Is he gonna play? How do I play this? Oh, this is so good. Okay, wait 1 second, chat. 1 second. Let me play you a new so good. Great job, sister. Wait, audio capture, display, no app capture, and then cap the what should you cap? Music? Yeah, music, I think. And now it should play. Wait.
You come to me, you sit at my feet and rub oil on my feet and beg for my forgiveness, and we'll find a home for you here. We want to work with you, kid. You got talent.
Then you call for subscriptions has just dropped, brother. That's so good. Do we like it? Do we like it? I fucking love it, bro. I fucking love it. Great job to the producer. Fuck yeah.
You come to me, you sit at my feet and rub oil on my feet and beg for my forgiveness, and we'll find a home for you here. We want.
Wait, if I do this, no, it doesn't play it. Figure out how to make it into a button. Fuck. Anyways, let's get into some.
Hey, get ready for thousands of May Day protesters across the country happening today as more and more Democrats are.
Let's watch this debate.
This is a murderous regime, and if you want to sit here and get mad at Donald Trump because you hate him, that's fine. But the Iranians are not our friends.
When you have Republicans,
yeah, fuck you. I don't want you as my friend, you fucking pieces of shit.
Democrats.
And you're not a murderous regime? Okay. Oh my God, I know this is going to be fucking fantastic.
Independents all saying virtually the same thing, that we have concerns about the objectives. We don't think it's benefiting us. We think it's hurting us. That's a signal that the American people aren't behind you.
And whatever you want to use, can you let me talk, for crying out loud?
Tell me a popular war in the United States. Besides.
Yeah. There's none. That's why we shouldn't have wars. Arguing for a thing because it's unpopular.
World War II. Besides World War II, can you tell me a popular war? Tell me a war that is polled well in this country.
Gulf War One.
No war in. Well, first of all, we can laugh at the table. War is not popular.
The only reason they have that enriched uranium is because Trump bailed on the Obama.
But that also
and
sunset and was going to allow them to continue.
In 2030. In 2030, it was going to sunset.
Okay,
it was not going to sunset today.
At some point. It wasn't this panacea.
Wow, that was fun.
Good evening, I'm Abby Phillip in New York. An inflection point tonight in Donald Trump's presidency and his war. Thousands across America on this May Day protesting the president's policies and calling for better working conditions as costs skyrocket due to his tariffs and this war with Iran. Fewer than half of Republicans say that the country and its cost of living is heading in the right direction. This is a letter from the Trump.
Speaking of cost of living, we are reaching 2 hours and 30 minutes, and we are exactly 39 subs away from Gamba. If you bring us into Gamba, you will also be able to Gamba those subs. So I call upon every proud chatter that likes supporting his community here on Twitch to consider paying their taxes right now, elevating this number and this number, but also allowing us to potentially double your investment and make double the smiles raise around you. Oh my God, that was fucking classy.
Trump administration to Congress. It says, on April 7th, 2026, I ordered a 2-week ceasefire. The ceasefire has
been at war with us for 47
We all
years.
know that Scott Jennings is more than happy to defend a war with a country that starts with the letters IR.
Mockler, we all know that Scott Jennings is more than happy to defend a war with a country that starts with letters IRA, that we are currently failing, that is going to put us trillions and trillions of dollars more in debt. I was only a few weeks old while you were in the administration defending prior endless wars. Man, I love my radical liberals, dude. Base, no, fuck yeah. Fucking squat him hard.
IRA that we are currently failing, that is going to put us trillions and trillions of dollars more in debt. I was only a few years old while you were in the administration defending prior endless wars. Now this war is failing.
8 weeks is endless to you?
Okay, you said it was going to be 4 to 6 weeks.
You have the attention span of a gnat?
Homie, I debated you on TV 4 to 6 weeks ago, and you said we were weeks away from it. Now you're making condescending remarks because you can't defend the fact that this war is not going your way. Wait, one more time.
Not
Can you
going
name
your way.
one political
Get your
concession.
fucking hand out of my
Name
face
one political
first.
concession.
Hey, whoa,
Honestly, I'm not
Excuse me.
going to have this guy's hand in my face.
Everybody, hang tight,
Honestly.
okay? No, everybody calm down, okay? We're having a debate. You can respond to the points that he's making.
Can you name a political concession that we've got?
I just had a flashback to the war the skinheads had in my studio.
I would be mad if I had to defend war too. I would be mad if I had to defend war.
Scott, you can respond.
We have a very simple goal: to keep terrorists and a terrorist regime from having a nuclear weapon that can threaten the United States, our interests in the region, our allies in Europe, anybody else in the world.
So you can't answer the question. Thank you. I would get mad too.
All right, we're going to leave it there, guys. Next for us, the president suggests ABC.
That was clean. That was pretty fucking clean.
It's been extended. There's been no exchange of fire between the United States forces and Iran since April 7th, 2026. The hostilities that began in February have terminated. Essentially, they're saying the war is over. The war is over, but gas prices are still going up. So Americans are asking themselves, excuse me, so when is this going to be over for us?
Well, to Terry's point, I think what the Trump administration needs to be very careful about is not falling into the same trap that the Biden administration fell into, and what ultimately propelled Donald Trump back to the White House, and that is ignoring the feelings of the American people as it relates to rising fuel costs, rising electricity.
That's how we're going to win. That's how we're going to win against the fucking Burgerlandians. And yes, I'm also talking to Burgerlandians that don't want Burgerlandian interests to reign above everybody else. Because American feelings about particular inefficiencies in their society as it relates to usually brown people, but also others being blown to bits, is how we're going to get them to balkanize themselves, both literally and metaphorically. We're talking about a country who has developed so much privilege that its privilege has to an extent become one of its greatest weaknesses. You do have to understand that a country that has a military budget bigger than every other country's military budget combined is one that cannot necessarily only be fought on the field of battle, because it is doves fighting alligators. But when the alligator can only fight if his pond or lake or wherever the fuck he comes from does not agree with him fighting, because costs for, I don't know, alligator food become too high back home, you can't do so. That is why that contradiction can only lead down to two paths, because the rest of the world will take advantage of it. Iran has shown how to take advantage of it, how to take advantage of American privilege, which will call a war bad, not because American sons are dying or because brown people are dying or anybody is dying, but because Chiquitendi costs a little bit too much now. The rest of the world will take advantage of that and will fight Americans in their wallets if they cannot fight them on the ground. But the American state, the American military apparatus, and American capital will adjust to that as well. How? By limiting just how much power the American people have over whether a war that is economically damaging to them should be waged or not. Okay? This is the principle of contradictions feeding into other contradictions. This is the principle of you having problems in your social life because of a particular insecurity, which then limits how much you can interact with other people, which then leads into what? It leads into you doubling down, tripling down on your particular insecurity, which then puts you in a bigger and bigger hole of depression, anxiety, and self-isolation, right? The loop, the continuous loop. Because I have this problem, it causes a bigger problem. So now because I have this bigger problem, I redo the previous thing that caused the original problem, and now I have an even bigger problem. Well, in the United States of America, in this particular context, unless they deal with the fact that multipolarity is coming, unless they deal with the fact that capitalism no longer serves them, they will continue to attempt to defend their status quo through methodology that the enemy, and in the case of empire, it's always a lot of enemies, have adapted to. Once the enemy has adapted to methods that you have previously used, you can either decide not to fight enemies anymore and pursue a different type of foreign policy, if we could call it foreign policy, or you can make sure that your previous methodology can still be used by combating the particular contradiction which does not allow you to continue doing things the way you've done before. What would that be in the United States? Let's think now. We're at the bar. I'm behind the bar and I'm trying to explain something. What would that be, chat? What a United States of America, which wants to continue trying to establish itself as number one on planet Earth through military action, while not having a developed enough domestic economy to upkeep domestic satisfaction through the consumption of treats, how will they be able to keep doing external imperialism? By also bringing imperialism home. And America is very good at that because it's been bringing imperialism home for many of its minorities for a very, very, very long amount of time. But now it's going to bring it back for the white boy too. Now it's going to bring it back for everybody. Because it will not see the problem in the particular contradiction of it trying to upkeep its status quo position as the dominant force on the planet, because it is utilizing old and outdated warlike methodology. No, it will see problems in you, the American, which does not allow it to continue this policy. It will sell itself as some sort of, which they're already selling, by the way. Other countries are not playing fair. Why should we? Other countries have populations that put suffering below patriotism. Other countries have people that are ready to give up everything, and yet you, the spoiled, woke American, refuse to do so. Just yesterday, Trump said, that people saying that they're not winning in Iran are traitors. Just yesterday. They will play on your patriotism and your idea that other nations play unfairly, so we must too, in order to sell you against the one thing that the rest of us have, to an extent, tried to use against the American war machine, and that is that the longer it lasts and the more American sons die, but more importantly, the more American prices increase, eventually you guys will get tired. Not because you feel bad about this, but because it's a little bit uncomfortable. Well, the American war machine will adjust to that. And nobody will ask you about your levels of comfort. But don't despair. Don't despair. Don't despair. Where that is going to, this is my theoretical understanding of the fall of empire, at least. Don't despair, because that's what's going to be what breaks the camel's back. That is going to be like blowing up a mosque for the Muslims, fucking up like a crucifixion for believing Christians. That would be like blowing up the Eiffel Tower for the French, right? That would be like saying that sushi is actually Chinese for the Japanese. If you do not upkeep the American notion that things will continuously get better and that we are better off than everyone else, the core American exceptionalism, which allows them to close their eyes every morning when they wake up, they see the news that their tax money is killing somebody else. At least it's us who's doing the killing because we're exceptional. Other people would do it more ruthlessly. And number two, when they look at their paycheck and it says minus $300,000 as they live in a one-bedroom rented apartment at the age of 38, they look at themselves in the mirror and they say, hey, brother, somewhere else it must be worse because we are exceptional. If that exceptionality is broken, if the American is told very openly that he cannot complain about external wars and actually should patriotically pay for it, no matter how much it hurts, that is the American Eiffel Tower for privilege, material, handy privilege. Is it's the primary ground on which its entire culture and way of life is built. So that's going to be what breaks the camel's back, because it's going to inform people that this is not like a thing that the American deserves naturally, and a thing that the American can and will be able to earn back. Hell, more treats. I'm China pilled on this. The PRC saw the fall of the Soviet Union and saw the fall of Berlin Wall and said, I don't think that the Soviets were wrong. But the wall fell not because East Germans were less correct. The wall fell because they did not have as many treats as the Westerners did. So China said to its proletariat, you want treats? I will give you treats. You want a car that can go from 0 to 200 in 4 seconds, and you want to buy it for 50,000 euros? Treats, 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 motherfucker. Okay? We're going to be the number one treats place. Imagine explaining that to a communist in 1975. They would lose their fucking mind. But they would not be right, because they would not understand the magnetic, hypnotic nature of commodities and how they were utilized to make even us, people that, in the case of my parents, but you get like even us, nations and cultures that built up socialism first, even us forget the privileges of socialism because we didn't have genes. So you adapt. You do revisionism. Yes, you fucking do it. You adapt to a new contradiction that Marx had not accounted for. Yes, that's what you do. I wouldn't even call it revisionism, but if you want to call it revisionism, then yes. That too revisionist on my fucking forehead. People want fancy stuff. Big fucking deal. Anyways. The United States will not be able to adjust unless it adjusts its foreign policy. The United States domestic policy will not be able to adjust to its warmongering foreign policy at the pace necessary to not further destabilize the American domestic status quo. And the snowball effect in the United States of America will be bigger than anywhere else, because a fall of life standards in the United States of America is like blowing up the Eiffel Tower for Parisians. Life standards are the lifeblood of the United States. Consumerism is the lifeblood of the United States. Being able to buy stuff without feeling scared is what being an American is. Once that is taken away and the state tells you, no, you got to fucking sit there and take it, America as a concept dies. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and thank you, I don't think so, for the 5 subs. Anyways, lots of theory today. Let's Gamba. 36 subs left for Gamba. If you like the type of message that I try to bring about here, support the fucking show. Because, come on.
You come to me, you sit at my feet and rub oil on my feet and beg for my forgiveness, and we'll find a home for you here. We want to work with you, kid. You got talent.
I used it properly for the first time. A Chinese mainlander, found a shop selling the beer jacket on Taobao Alibaba, and I want to gift it to you as a tax. How should I proceed? Astilea, thank you, my friend. Can we get Astilea a sub? I'll make a PO box soon. I really need to make a PO box soon. Cuphead, you gotta push me on that PO box shit. You really have to. I have no idea why, but this whole speech you're giving is making me think of Linus from Charlie Brown Xmas special explaining the meaning of Christmas. All you need is an orange jacket, green beanie, and a blue blanket. I will take that as a compliment. Sorry to bring this into your chat. Just go banned to another leftist on. Oh, click of leftist personality cult leaders. I also know that one of them is claimed I'm a centrist. Yeah, man, you're welcome here, brother. You're welcome. Anyways, you're not going to reward that epic fucking sound button thing I just did. Chat, really? Do you like, are you allergic to oil, chat? What the fuck? I just gave you like the best pitch of the planet, dude. Also, by the way, the new goal, because I'm getting married in 2 months, also includes a budget for the wedding, right? If you want me to be happily married, if you want to introduce another breeder to the world, a lot of your money is going to go towards that. So God bless. Thank you, Magic Pans, for the gifty. Thank you very much. Wait, Balkans have gay marriage? Yes, we do. Because my future wife is a fucking dude, if you know what I mean. She's a fucking bro, bruv. Thank you, PM3Ox. Let's fucking go. Paying forward. Let's go. Pay the chat, motherfucking purple. Chew, motherfucking chew, motherfucker. The new pope has been chosen. It's Vladimir Ilyich Lenin. Congratulations to Pope Vladimir Lenin. Well, that's fucking incredible. I love video games.
Costs. There are a lot.
How long until we get Hugo Jr.? 10,000 subs and I'll make a baby.
A lot of good economic metrics. You look at the market. The market has done well. They're not spooked by all this. In fact, the S&P 500, I think, had its best month in April since 2020 when Donald Trump was last president. You also have manufacturing coming back to this country.
Real wage growth is about 80% less than what it was when.
He doesn't give a shit about real wage growth, bro. He wants Numba go up, Lina go up, Lina go up, Lina go up. Because in the United States of America, they do not serve Christ. They do not serve, peace be upon him, Muhammad and Allah. They only serve the Line that go upe. Okay?
Joe Biden was in office. That's a fact. And we know that private sector spending to build new manufacturing facilities in this country is down 20% from what it was from when Joe Biden was in office. We're seeing that all around. We're at the 60th day of this conflict, 60 days in. And what exactly have the American people gotten? The Iranian regime is still very much in charge. They still have their nuclear capabilities. They're paying more than $4.30 per gas. Inflation went from 2.7% the night of the presidential.
I would love to hear a counter argument. Just wait and it's going to trickle down. Let me bet. That's probably going to be it.
Election all the way up to about 3.3%.
Gotta wait. Also, are you a traitor? Do you want Iran to win? Do you love brown terrorists? Do you love brown Muslims? You want brown Muslims to have a nuclear missile. If you want brown, it just turns it Muslims.
Paying more for everything in this country. And what's happening? So the reality is Trump thinks that he's found some type of perma-war glitch where he can effectively just go and subvert Congress. But at the end of the day, we're spending more than $500 million per day on this blockade. And for the people at home, you might smirk, but the people at home,
and I'll tell you exactly
$500
why.
million a day,
I'll
if
tell
you
you
pay
exactly
that
why,
for over
Isaiah, I'm
about 2
smirking.
weeks.
I love this guy's energy.
2 weeks, you can pay for the cost of universal child care for everybody in this country in a month. That's the reality. Your priorities are messed up. You would rather spend more money on bombs and war than on the people in this country.
So that was a great
And that's why
campaign
people don't
stump
support it.
speech. I loved it. It was really well.
Yeah, and yours wasn't when you were just like, Lina go up, S&P super high, super high. Don't think about Epstein. Don't think about one of the greatest military failures in history. Don't think about the fact that Iran now has a nuclear missile, an economic nuclear missile, called the Strait of motherfucking Hormuz. Don't think about that. Okay, but no, let's
Well
hear it.
delivered and
Come
rehearsed
on, Browns. Something about Browns, please.
before this show. But it's funny to me when Democrats suddenly get religion on spending when our national security is at stake.
25.
Yes! National security, the Browns got their missiles, brother. The goddamn Browns got their goddamn missile. You're gonna sit in your corner and be broke, little bitch boy, because the Browns gonna get sucked, brother. Even though his previous argument was that the economy is actually going really well, now his argument that it doesn't matter if the economy doesn't go well because foaming at the mouth about the fucking Muslims with the fucking rockets.
5% of the national
You
debt
have
is
never
happening under
cared
Republican
about
presidents.
the
What are you
debt
talking
and
about?
our deficits.
not true. 25%
It's
of
an
the national debt
opportunity
has
to
happened
knock
under Donald
Donald
Trump.
Trump.
25
And Joe Biden spent like a drunken sailor. Barack Obama spent like a
Joe
drunken
Biden
sailor. Bill
approved
Clinton
half of the amount of
Drunken
non-COVID
sailor.
related
No,
spending.
not drunken
but
sailor.
part of your
drunken
issue
sailor
with the
early in
war,
the
the
morning.
conflict, the excursion,
You're
whatever
pivoting.
you want to use. Can you let me talk for crying out loud? If you part of your issue is spending, I find that to be completely and totally disingenuous. Because you will spend to high heaven.
Yeah, on shit that I can't believe I'm defending Democrats. Yeah, on shit that isn't mass murder abroad, motherfucker.
You couldn't spend enough on Ukraine. Ukraine, I believe that we need to be a part of that, but that's not our fight. Iran having a nuclear weapon is our fight.
The Browns have weapons. I swear on my mother I did not pre-watch. I don't have to. Nobody does. The Browns. The Browns got the guns and the missiles and the WMDs and the nuclears and the toxic gas biochemical warfare. Oh, man, so easy, dude.
Right, because they
still
want
have their
to
nuclear
attack
material.
Americans. They have killed Americans for
They
47
still have their
years.
nuclear
Do you
material,
know
and the regime
history?
is still
They
in
do.
place.
They do.
So what have you
1,000
done?
pounds of 60% enriched uranium that we need to secure.
So what
You're
have you done?
darn
They
right.
only made it
That's why
because
it's
Trump
not
killed
over
the
yet.
Obama deal. The only reason they have that.
You're like living right after the Iraq war, and right after they confirmed that there was no WMDs, and you get teleported in this timeline, and you see that they're going to war with the country with the same name, just instead of Q, it's N, and they're also screaming about nuclear material. How do you not go schizo and shoot yourself? How do you not just immediately get fucking melted? It is me, man from 2009. I have now realized that it is evil propaganda telling me that brown man bad and wants to kill me, and that he has big missile that he wants to blow up Miami with. I am teleporting myself 15 years into the future. Hell, 18 years into the future. I wonder if things have improved and if we are now finally friendly with the world and especially our West Asian brothers. Oh no! It's Iran now, and it's bad because they have a weapon. I hope at least they blew up some of our buildings. I mean, I hope that some other guys blew up some of our buildings and then said that it was them that did it. Oh wait, it's not even our buildings. It's Tel Aviv buildings. And what do they say? Why were they why were they blowing up the Tel Aviv? 40,000. 50,000. How many thousand killed in Gaza? and we're not bombing Tel Aviv. Okay. I'll just go back to 2008 now. Thank you, please.
That enriched uranium is because Trump bailed on the Obama
But that
deal
also
and didn't replace
sunset
it
and
then.
was going to allow them to
In
continue.
2030. In
In
2030,
10
it was going to sunset.
Okay,
it was
well,
not going
it
to
was going to
sunset
sunset
today.
at some
Tim.
point. It wasn't this panacea
Let me-
to them
let
having
me let
nuclear
Tim
weapons.
have a word.
We need to stop talking about it that way.
Go ahead, Tim.
Wow, that was fun. Look, I do find it funny, and that when during the Biden administration, when gas in places like California got to $6 a gallon, the Biden administration response was, well, the president is not responsible for gas prices. The president doesn't have a culpability in gas. Well, sure, it's a talking point. I agree, but it's a talking point that was used in the Biden administration.
It's not a reality,
now,
though.
Okay, great. I think
Hold on.
that. And now,
Hold on.
Can I finish my point?
Go ahead,
No, I
Tim.
finish my point.
Yeah.
They now have reversed that when now the president of the United States is Donald Trump. Now all of a sudden gas prices are the responsibility of the president. I want to go to something that you said because I think it's.
There is a slight difference between Joe Biden being a mismanaging buffoon and causing, read my lips, causing the greatest oil crisis in the history of man. Okay? You made me embarrass myself like this by doing this with a mask. Okay? There's a slight difference between those two scenarios, I think. I don't know. I might be fucking wrong. Thank you, Glacy, for the 28 months, you beautiful motherfucker. Thank you very much. Feel like Glacy, as we reach the third hour. Your name is Timmy, Chandler, John, Bob, Timothy, Richard, George, and other Western, usually white names. And you also have a decent income and some savings. There is a number, look at the screen, there is a number right here. And it implies that out of 700 of you, only 4 Western wealthy men and women exist. Okay, Jessica, in this chat. I disagree with that assumption. And I call upon you, if you're a true socialist here, to pay the adequate amount of tax for your particular background. And no, Crisco, not you. I'm extremely grateful, Crisco, but not you. You can't, you're not literally, whiter than the sun. Okay, brother? That is extremely base of you to do. And thank you very much. But other whites in chat, okay? There you go. Anonymous gift sub. Drop the fucking 10. Literally an Asian from China, also known as Xi Jinping. Okay? Twitch is banned in China, so Xi Jinping logs in with his unknown account whenever he drops something. I want W's in chat for Crisco and Xi Jinping. Thank you very much, both of you. I will only count this as one Western tax because fucking Crisco is already for a second time. No, I want other Westerners in chat to feel terribly embarrassed. Now we have entered Gamba, and I can't even Gamba because Xi Jinping is against Gamba. But Gamba is live. Gamba is motherfucking live. What does Gamba mean? We are the only place on Twitch where we live life on the edge, where we have somehow found a way to Gamba without breaking TOS and while making it ethical. How does it work? Well, we play roulette, okay? We play roulette, and if you win, you double your subs, and I spend money, okay? I spend money to buy the same number of subs to the rest of chat. If you lose, you've already given subs, you feel good about yourself, and you also had the adrenaline run off motherfucking Gamba. It's fucking brilliant, if I can say so myself. And from now on until the end of stream, all gift subs of 5 and more that cost $5 or more, please don't fucking murder me with the $1 subs, and put it on the line, bet on even, odd, black, red, or even on a number for a 3x, and potentially double those subs. Punish the filthiest people on the planet, also known as streamers, and also double your subs, supporting more fellow chatters. Is this not a W? Is this not a WW, also known as a win-win? I believe it is. And one more time, thank you, Crisco, you beautiful son of a bitch. But I'm so white, I'm clear. Hashtag white White Oilers Lives Matter. Let's fucking go. Hashtag White Oilers Lives Matter. Jokula, it's not. What's not? What's not a great deal? It's not a great deal because you can't play because your subs cost $1. That's why. Sorry, $2 maybe. Which would motivate you as a potential number go up motherfucker, you know? Let's see. Where the Gamba people at? Let's see. Gamba is on. Let's fucking go.
This is
Also, Western taxpayers, where the fuck you at, motherfuckers? Where the fuck you at?
an insane argument. And I told Pete before the show I was going to let folks come on and show for the Iranians. So you've done a really great
Briscoe and Xi Jinping literally fucking saving your ass. All right.
president. I want to go to something that you said because I think this is an insane argument. And I told Pete before the show I was going to let folks come on and show for the Iranians. So you've
Yeah, but the goddamn Iranian fucking Muslims with the browns and the fucking guns, okay, they're different than me. I'm American chocolate. Fucking foreign chocolate is filthy, nasty, and ugly. Fuck that shit. No fucking way. Goddamn.
done a really great job of that.
You see, that is exactly what Republicans always do.
It's not because this
You
isn't
think
a
that
Republican.
because-
Hold on
This
a
is
second.
not
Let me
a
let him
Republican
finish.
or Democrat
And then I'll let
argument.
you respond.
The Iranian regime, for 50 years, long before you and I were even born, and hopefully not long after we're around, have said death to America. They
Why? 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 Why?
want everybody at this table to be dead. And if they get their hands on a nuclear bomb, that's exactly what will happen. Our allies in Europe,
Miami,
our friends in the region, and us here at home are directly under the threat of the Iranians. And I don't know if you know any Americans that have been killed by the Iranians. I certainly do. This is a murderous regime.
Fucking L losers, bro.
And if you want to sit here and get mad at Donald Trump because you hate him, that's fine. But the Iranians are not our friends. And them having a nuclear bomb is not good.
So before
You might dislike Donald Trump, but if you don't want to kill me some Iranians, you're not a real American. Goddamn, I gotta kill me some fucking Iranians.
before you respond, let me just ask you a question because it speaks to what President Trump was saying. Are you, like Trump, suggesting that if you disagree with this war, as a majority of Americans do, that you're doing so because you want the Iranians to win?
Abby, the way that this question has been framed, this entire thing, just tell me a popular war in the United States. Besides World War II, can you tell me a popular war? Tell me a war that is polled in this country.
Gulf War I. I mean, that one was popular.
The one that lasted 100 hours?
I mean, it didn't last 100 hours.
Is that what we're talking about?
It
when
did not.
Schwarzkopf was,
It didn't last 100 hours, but it was popular. I mean, you asked what popular
we
war.
have not had no war in. Well, first of all, we can laugh at the table.
I mean,
war is not popular.
Ladies and gentlemen and MBs, especially Americans here, this is like 10% of what I like to teach my American listeners. This is what American exceptional is. Okay, the framing here is war is good if it has high approval. You understand? So here we have the liberal wing of the debate table argue that no, there are based wars that we all loved. This one is not based because we don't all love them. Okay? Which again is an exceptionalist manner through which to look at conflict, because it implies that a war is just that the majority of a particular population low-key fucks with it, right?
Let me put this. Let me put this another way. Let me put this.
We're going to base polls. The president.
Hold on a second. Let me put this.
And not only Americans do this with war. That I have to say. Not only Americans do this with. In the first year and a half, for example, the Russian war in Ukraine, it had very high approval ratings. Now, it depends on how much you trust polling there. I mean, honestly, don't be Orientalist. Like, I trust it as much as I trust American polling. But I'm trying to say it's not just an American thing. But I don't see it happening anywhere else in the world that somebody would actually make a point that this war is based because we want it, right? that it's just because we want it. That only happens in the States. And Israel, of course. But in Israel, they don't poll them about war. In Israel, they poll them, should we kill all their women and children, or should we only kill them? That's the poll in Israel. Yeah, in Israel, the polls are about okay, so the entire population or just the male population?
Another way.
Imperatives on polling.
Most of
bases
these,
it on the safety and security of the American
most of these
people.
other conflicts became unpopular over time, over a period of years. Right. It has been 60 days, and this war has never been popular. It's not just that it is unpopular now. It has never been, from the very beginning, popular. So it's not that this is a popularity contest, but it's just that when you have Republicans, Democrats, and independents all saying virtually the same thing, that we have concerns about the objectives, we don't think it's benefiting us, we think it's hurting us, that's a signal that the American people aren't behind you. And at the very least, if you're an elected leader in a democracy, that should matter, right?
I believe it does. I'm just going to continue to make the point. The Iranians with a nuclear bomb is not good for anyone.
Which is
the
exactly,
president of the United
States.
I promise.
WMD, 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 WMD. And yes, I'm going to bring up the fucking elephant in the room. 50 years down the line, when the food banks are running out and when the lines are very long, they're going to be talking about how people that look like this gentleman should not be allowed to have their own mini WMDs, also known as Glocks, because then they will be able to have greater control over the food dispensaries in a dying, decrepit dystopian America. I hope that never happens, but it is absurd to see a black American make arguments about fucking Iranian WMD. It's extra fucking crazy, but God bless. God fucking bless. My people are no better. Some of them.
Isaiah.
Oh, who are you to say? I don't fucking know anybody anything. I'm gonna fucking say what I fucking think. This is additionally fucking critical to fuck. Like the fuck.
He would respond to what
there is greater levels of understanding to be passed upon those who experience all privilege, for they have the least of the least access to understanding their position over others due to their privilege. It is when you have experienced the lack of privilege and yet you choose to stand on the side with those who carried the most of it, it makes you a greater hypocrite than that of one that simply defends their status quo and said privilege. TLDR, it's more understandable for a fucking white millionaire Texan to want to blow up Iranian people, because when in his fucking life has he experienced hardship, than it is for somebody who probably, at least in the United States, probably has systematically experienced motherfucking. Okay? Yes, unironically, I think one is worse than the other because they objectively are. They have decided to be on the side of empire even after they have probably experienced what it means to be under the boot. So they camouflage themselves and they put the boot on their fucking arm. That is what makes them worse. Because the only thing that differentiates those two categories is one does not have to close their eyes. They don't have to close their eyes because what? Close their eyes on what? They've never known hardship. The other one does.
You said.
Here's the reality here. Yeah. If that was really your objective, you never would have pulled out the JCPOA. That's first things first. But I want people to understand, this is what the Republican Party feels about the 61% of Americans, Republicans, independents, and Democrats that disagree with this war. That you somehow are shilling for the Iranian regime if you go and question your government spending $2 billion a day on a war and a conflict that the regime is still very much in place. They still have their enriched uranium. It is not unpatriotic to question why this president has never justified this war to the American people. That's what you did.
Those words actually never left my mouth.
You know what is patriotic? It's patriotic to motherfucking ethical gamba right the motherfuck now, okay? 5 subs plus, and you get to spin the wheel of destiny and double that shit. Let's go, chat. I can't believe we're not spinning right now. Let's fucking go.
That he was shilling for the Iranians.
That's
pretty unpatriotic, I would say.
You can disagree with the president all day. You can also agree with the fact
You just said that he can.
He can. He's an American citizen. He has a First Amendment right to disagree with the president all day.
But you also said that he's supporting the Iranians, which is just not accurate.
The fact of the matter is, are you okay with the Iranians having a nuclear bomb that can be...
What if he was defending the Iranians? What if he said that they're a sovereign state, they get to do whatever the fuck they want to say? What if he said that?
Used against our
Which is exactly why I support the JCPOA.
Which is the only reason that America is still standing, because we choose to we don't choose to defend its sovereignty, but we do, because otherwise we will be nuked in and come, as they have the largest prison population on the planet, a prison population the size of everybody else's combined, actively running gulag systems and forced labor. They have an unspoken yet very functional apartheid system. They have the greatest wealth gap that the history of our species has ever seen. They have people dying and decaying on their streets, as people that are not dying and decaying on their streets simply step over them. Something you can only see maybe in 2-3 other places on planet Earth, but those 2-3 other places on planet Earth do not have as much wealth as the United States of America. There is not a single, except maybe they have like very good music, but there is not a single argument that has been used for so many American interventions, and not only American interventions from this to that country against the sovereignty of another nation that is not presently existing in the United States of America. We cannot allow them to develop WMDs because that would allow them to do whatever they want domestically or internationally, which would make them into a pariah state. Does that exist in the United States of America? Does not. We cannot allow them to continuously oppress, mass murder, and incarcerate a particular minority, and we must intervene in order to save them from the persecution of the majority. Does that exist in the United States of America? We cannot stand by as the authoritarian crackdowns of the police force and the military of this state against peaceful protesters continues. We must intervene in order to make sure that the people are heard and democracy is re-enshrined, etc., etc., etc. I can do this for 3 hours. Okay? When people say that the Americans are hypocritical, this is not just an emotional game where like we just feel like, ooh, if only we were invaded by somebody less hypocritical that just says, no, we are saying it as a very real thing. We are saying that the reason you're the baddies is not because you're participating in international politics the way almost every state has throughout history, and you just got the bigger stick, so you get to beat people over the head harder. We are saying it because you are domestically one of the worst places on planet Earth, and yet you also go with this pretense of spreading welfare or whatever when you go abroad. Yeah, that you're like, it's not even not even imperial jealousy. Hell, most people from, for example, like West Europe, it's like America, not because of its imperial wars, because they're privileged not to experience it on their own skin yet, but because of how you treat people inside of the states itself. Immense poverty that they experience. Don't get me even started on fucking racism. There's something so profound that you guys will never feel, where one of the worst places on planet Earth is screaming through a loudspeaker while bombing you and dropping leaflets from the sky that you're actually really bad. And the fucked up thing is, like, you pick up the leaflet Like, we are very bad. Like, most people that pick up their leaflet probably don't even like their fucking government. Fuck their fucking government. But the second they pick up an American leaflet that tells them that they're bad, guess what the fuck happens? Their government doesn't look as bad.
POA. That's exactly.
Thank you, Carzas. Pozdrav, brate moj. Thank you very much for the 20 months, my brother. Thank you very. Whoa. There you go. Truth. Fucking lights are dying. Fucking phenomenal. You don't want my lights dying, subscribe. We are at 19. Our task for today was 21 Western taxpayers. I'm pretty sure there's 2 rich white boys or girls in this chat from the West. Pay your reverse apartheid taxes, exclamation point tax if you want. Works. And let's hit that 2021. And as a bonus, you drop a 10 or a 20, we can put it on even, odd, red, or black, and then spin in an ethical manner the wheel of destiny. The heart goes tuk, 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 tuk,
26.
and
Black,
decide
even. You
whether
win.
you win. And potentially double the subs. Fucking Jesus, it's sick.
Wait, they were still developing a nuclear bomb.
No, they were not. No, they weren't. There's not one example of them violating the terms of that deal. Tell me one example of them violating the terms.
You tell me
one
an example of where they're not developing.
You can't show me.
They're not developing a nuclear bomb. So wait a second. You're telling me
because you pulled out the deal.
Let's just.
That's the reason. For 45 years, it's been because we negotiate with them.
Let me just reset for a second. Hold on a second. Let me just reset for a second because we're all talking at the same time. Just a quick point, because of course we are almost at time for break. But on the JCPOA.
Oh, woman, you good? Good. Sorry, I got headphones and I was hearing some weird shit. I was like, is the woman being like killed? She was dropping shit. I think she went shopping. She was dropping shit.
Look.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
A lot of Republicans didn't like it. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge that the moment that Trump pulled out of that deal is when the Iranians went from not having anything, nuclear material that was close to bomb grade, to having a lot of material that was close to bomb grade. It was at that moment. And so now in that time, since we have been out of that deal, Iran has gone from not having materials that's been verified by the international organizations and other countries to having 60% enriched uranium, tons and tons of it. So that's a fact.
Unprecedented destruction. A CNN investigation discovering Iran has caused extensive damage to a majority of the U.S. military sites in the region. Precise Iranian missile and drone strikes, aided by sophisticated Chinese technology, hitting some of America's most crucial military assets in the Middle East. The extent of the damage unknown until now. Our Tamara Kablawi is out.
Sorry. Let's check this out. This sounds interesting.
There is some wild propaganda that Americans are taught and don't even realize it's propaganda. Now, I should preface this by stating that I am an American. I love my country. My family goes all the way back to Jamestown. My grandfather fought in World War II. I was born in Los Angeles. I went to university in Texas. I was raised singing the Star-Spangled Banner and reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm about as American as it gets. Well, besides these guys. But I've also spent the last decade studying cults, dogma, and religious extremism, and thought control. And as someone who has lived in over a dozen countries and traveled to more than 35 of them, I've started noticing some extremely troubling forms of
I've, by the way, traveled to around the same number of countries.
Propaganda that
just to flex on you uni-countryists.
Americans are taught from childhood.
I hate having a career, don't I?
Things that people in free, developed democratic countries overseas find absolutely bizarre, and things that most Americans.
The fact that you have to say the spiel before making a critique about America is the whole point. Yeah, I agree. It like that already shows you kind of don't get the point, right? The fact that it is only an American that would have to make this set this stage in order to be able to criticize America shows American exceptionalism at play. But hey, maybe he'll play at that, because that would be a great.
Americans never question.
Also, Americans, 2 more goddamn American taxpayers. Okay, I'm done. Like, you don't want to gamba Americans. Do we have a mass ban of subscribers from oil? No, people from the bit doesn't work.
Because we've been marinating in it since birth. And look, every country has its own brand of propaganda. I'm not trying to pretend that America is uniquely evil here, but what makes American propaganda so effective is that most of us don't even realize it exists. We think that propaganda is something that happens in North Korea or Soviet bases, posters of dictators and state-controlled media. We don't recognize it when it's sung at football games and printed on a bumper sticker. So here are 7 forms of propaganda that you probably...
I already disagree. The power of American propaganda isn't singing the Star Spangled Banner before a football match or even in the classroom. That's one of the L's of American propaganda that if proper American propagandists would immediately fucking get rid of. American patriotism and American exceptionalism feeds mostly through the unspoken idea that your everyday experience of waking up, showering, getting into your pickup truck, picking up coffee from a pickup coffee place, whatever the fuck you do, then going to an office where everybody's like fake nice, etc., talking about how nice it is to have a 401k, etc., and going back home, taking care of your kids, walking your dog, having the lawn outside is the unspoken part. It's not the in your face symbolism. It is the idea that your everyday experience is almost exclusive to the United States. Therefore, that everyday experience has to be protected. You see, in most other places around the world, when you have a certain level of privilege or comfort or you're enjoying something, it's usually seen from a more individualistic perspective. In this way, the Americans are one of the most communitarian nations on the planet. What do I mean through an individualistic perspective? We have kind of internalized, arguably, the capitalist notion of like, if I am wealthy, I worked really hard, fuck everybody else. I am here because it is me. In the United States of America, you say the same thing. I got here because I worked very hard, fuck everybody else, because I earned it. But also, I can only do this in America. You understand you see the difference? You see, it's a huge fucking difference. We are also filthy, disgusting, propagandized, the Gramscian victims, right? We also say, fuck the homeless guy because he didn't work as hard as us. But that's it. Our relationship to the homeless guy is simply of a superior human to an inferior human, right? I'm talking from the perspective of somebody who's been lobotomized by capitalist ideology. You guys add the extra step. You basically say, only in this country can somebody go from homeless to wealthy and vice versa based on work. So you do dehumanize the homeless guy you just spat on, but you also say that in America, you get to be the one spitting, making the presupposition that everywhere else, just everybody's homeless. That, turning experiencing normal things that almost everybody else around the world, to a lesser or greater extent, can experience into an act of patriotism, into an act given to you by the founding fathers. It is incredible. I'm so jealous. It's fucking beautiful at how fucked up it is. And how lobotomized it makes.
You didn't even realize that you grew up with if you're an American.
Oh, and don't even get me started on American cultural exports that are far more effective than this. Absolutely. Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on that. The feedback loop of the rest of us, and we do, don't get me wrong, we do. The rest of us who really enjoy American cultural exports, and we do. Then convincing you that you are, quote unquote, superior because us enjoying those cultural exports implies that your cultural exports and our cultural exports compete on a equal free market where the reason there's only an American Kanye West and not a Mongolian Kanye West is because there's just more talent that is bred by American culture, which undermines, again, material conditions that are also exceptionally necessary for the development of art, tech, etc., etc. You don't say, the Silicon Valley is America's Silicon Valley. They are America's programmers. It is American software. It is American music. It is dominating the globe, which implies, again, that they had competed on an equal setting and just won because that's meritocratic, right? That's a conversation of its own. Thank you, chatter. I like that chatter. What was that chatter? What was that chatter? TM Feldman. Can I get a sub for TM Feldman, please? Would you ever be a professor in the future? No, I'm a bar owner and I scream at you while I'm drinking my beer. Right now, I'm talking to 700 people. Hopefully, in a couple of years, I'll be able to talk to 2,000-3,000 people. And I'll be able to get feedback from them, talk to them as well, my friend. So being a professor is an incredible fucking job. But I'm talking to 30 classrooms right now. Why would I limit myself to a bunch of privileged fucking kids in some college that I can only talk to? That's number one. Number two, I was gonna make it something about oil, but I'm too tired to grift at this point. I can't convince you with Gamba. You know that the world is crazy. What if the class was structured around the bar format? Now you got me thinking, my friend.
Number 1, US-centric education. American history is extraordinarily short. We are talking a few centuries compared to civilizations that span millennia. And yet, if you grew up in an American public school...
Okay, this is going to imply that if a civilization is more ancient, that makes it more based and that it makes their cultural norms better. That's liberal. That's not true as well.
You would think that the United States was the center of human history.
It's still funny to make fun of Americans as a 250 year country, but let me show you something. The modern nation state of Germany was founded in 1871. It is 155 years old. Germany is younger than the United States of America. So, get what I mean? It's not, it's an overused, it's cliche. It's still funny. Ha ha ha, my toilet is older than your country. Ha, I do it with Israel all the time. I love taking a photo of like a rakia I'm drinking and take a photo of it and I'm like, this rakia was brewed before Tel Aviv was founded. It's funny.
Geography classes
Thank you, Crisco, for the gifty. Thank you, brother.
Often aren't taught at all, and world history courses, when they are taught, are basically how does the rest of the planet relate to America? The Vietnam War is taught as a war for freedom. Westward expansion is framed as brave pioneers taming a wild frontier, not as the systematic displacement and genocide of indigenous peoples who've been living there for thousands of years. World War II, Americans swoop in and save the day, with little mention of the roughly 27 million Soviets who died on the Eastern Front doing the bulk of the fighting against Hitler. Now, compare that to how other countries teach history. In much of Europe, kids actually learn global history. They study African kingdoms, Asian dynasties, Middle Eastern contributions to science and mathematics. They learn about colonialism for what it actually is, not heroic adventure, but exploitation. When I talk to Americans who are traveling abroad for the first time, I'm often shocked at how little they know about the rest of the world. And that's not by accident. A nation which doesn't teach its citizens about the world produces citizens who don't question their own nation's role in it. Number 2, the Cold War.
That in particular is a very good point because I don't know, probably some smarter chatters than me can find stats, but I don't think any other country does this as well and as aggressively as the United States of America. The American education system, especially everything that relates to the study of history, is so manicured that it would immediately make everyone, even the biggest skeptic, believe in like a deep state or something. If you want, I'm not saying I believe in it, but if you want proof of a deep state manipulating the beliefs and thoughts of its nation. If you want to believe in that, I would just point at the education system in the state. The counter argument would be higher education, though. The counter argument really would be. But then you could make the Marxian argument where, yeah, of course, they want the wealthier members of society to truly know how the world functions, but make sure that the shit that's taught in primary and high school for the plebeians is as limited as possible. I know, well, I've heard all the fuck. Still, even in that context, even in the context of very, very decent, let's be fucking honest here, very decent American universities, even with their contradiction of privatization and so on, great halls of knowledge. Let's not, don't just hate for the sake of hating. It's still mind-blowing how propagandized education system is.
War binary. If you grew up in America anytime after 1950, you absorbed one of the most effective propaganda frameworks ever constructed. Communism equals evil, capitalism equals freedom. Full stop. No nuance, no discussion, just a clean binary where one side wears white hats and the other side is a cartoon villain. What they don't teach you is that during the Cold War, the United States overthrew democratically elected governments around the world simply because the governments leaned left. In 1953, the CIA helped orchestrate a coup against Iran's democratically elected Prime Minister, Mohammad Mossadegh, because he nationalized Iran's oil industry. In 1954, the US toppled Guatemala's president, Arbenz, because his land reforms threatened the profits of United Fruit Company. In 1973, the CIA backed the overthrow of Chile's Salvador Allende, a democratically elected socialist, and replaced him with Augusto Pinochet, a brutal military dictator who tortured and murdered thousands. The Congo, Brazil, Indonesia, it's all the same playbook. America claimed to be defending democracy while systematically destroying it in order to exploit country after country. This all is recent history, and this binary thinking is still alive and well. If you suggest universal healthcare in America, watch how quickly someone calls you a communist. Propose free public university education, something that dozens of thriving democracies already provide, and suddenly you're a Marxist. The Cold War ended over 30 years ago, but the propaganda framework it built is still alive and kicking. If you want to start...
This video is fascinating because it's decent, but because it also proves how strong what he's talking about really is. So, in a video in which you are contextualizing American exceptionalism as a means of convincing you that you are not consuming propaganda, but you are just consuming information that is objective and true, which then informs the way you look at the world. In a video that is talking about this, and very adequately talking about this, look at what happens. It is fascinating. Let's scalp it, right?
He's already provide, and suddenly you're a Marxist.
And suddenly you're a Marxist. A video which tries to debunk negatively stereotyped notions. It contextualizes goofiness with Marxist. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's kind of saying like, oh, you just want like common sense stuff, and even if you want common sense stuff, they call you a Marxist. Which, my guy, you're doing the thing you're talking about. This is not me being a petty, like, you fucking call me, oh my God, he said, no, it's literally, this is my thesis. This is what I'm trying to say. It's so good. Ah! It's so good. This is so good. It's so good. It's so good.
You come to me, you sit at my feet and rub oil on my feet and beg for my forgiveness, and we'll find a home for you here. We want to work with you, kid. You got talent.
Cold War ended over 30 years ago, but the propaganda framework it built is still alive and kicking. If you want to start breaking free from propaganda, one of the most effective and powerful things that you can do is to expose yourself to other cultures, other perspectives, and other languages. My dad was a language teacher, and I grew up multilingual, and I can tell you firsthand that learning
material conditions. I fucking hate the word material conditions. Environment, 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 environment. How the fuck do you talk about cold when you've never been cold? Okay, how the fuck do you talk about what spices should be put in food unless you've tried like 100 different types of food and 100 different types of spices? Exposure, diversity of exposure, diversity of environment, diversity of environment, diversity of environment, diversity of environment. Do not fall into the liberal trap hole, though, that because you've experienced diversity of environment, that every environment is legitimate. Then you would be a tourist in 1939 Germany and be like, oh, this is just the way they want to live. Who are we to tell them how they're supposed to live? No, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit on steroids. But still, diversity of experience.
Another language doesn't just teach.
Diversify my burger ingredients, exactly. I think he could be hiding his power level in order to break through the American mind 100%. Yeah, he's one of us. No. He's one of us, but he's like a dem sots or something, which is fine. I love my dem sots. It's not the point I'm trying to make.
New words, it gives you an entirely different lens through which to view the world, which is why I love today's sponsor, LingoPie. LingoPie takes a completely different approach. Number 3, the land of the free myth. Americans are told from birth that the United States is
the most important one. This is the most important one. People that are not Yanks, that have interacted with Yanks, know that this is the most important one. Because you motherfuckers actually believe it. It's actually impressive how much you believe it. Even the most progressive amongst you
freest country on earth. It's in the songs. It's on the bumper stickers. It's baked into the nation's identity so deeply that questioning it feels almost heretical. But is it true?
And you can constantly do like confirmation bias on the exceptionalist angle, like constantly. Okay, you're the most because it's confirmation bias chatter. You're fucking stupid. No, my friend, you're an extremely open-minded person. You go to Spain, you go to Barcelona, okay, Catalonia, whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. Okay, you go to Barcelona, you see 100 things that are superior in Barcelona as compared to your United States place, your city in the U.S. You take a rent-a-car. Back home, it takes 1 minute to park. Here, it takes 10 minutes to park. You've seen 100 better things in Barcelona than back home, and one thing that is inferior. Do you think you will go back home thinking that this place is better than Salt Cake Mushroom City in New Jersey? No. Because the confirmation bias of the privileges that usually don't even exist sometimes of living in America will outweigh confirmation bias of American exceptionalism, will outweigh all the positives as long as you experience one negative or a couple. Of course, it depends on the person and how heavy their subjectivity is. But the second you get home and the second you get into that pickup truck that's as big as a fucking Eastern European apartment, and as soon as you go to your fucking local Walmart and you park it in front of your Costco without even having to look for a parking spot, you'll be like, God damn, brother, this is freedom. Because that is what confirmation bias does. And that is how powerful, especially the quote-unquote American way of life confirmation bias is. Because the first thing that you dislike, that you experience, becomes the most important thing. Experience 100 positive things. Well, those 100 positive things start from second spot after the one negative. You really, really, really want to believe this. And this is normal to an extent, even without the propaganda, even without the internalized exceptionalism. Because you got to convince yourself that home is actually pretty decent. Because if you don't, then you will want to move, and nobody wants to move because it's a fucking nightmare. Okay? You'll leave your whole life behind, blah, blah, blah.
True. Well, let's look at the data. On the Reporters Without...
First impression, no, I'm talking about the opposite. How American exceptionalism can fight through every first impression in order to do confirmation bias.
Borders Press Freedom Index, the US doesn't crack the top 50. It ranks 57th in the world, just below Sierra Leone. On the Cato Institute's Human Freedom Index, and keep in mind, the Cato Institute is a libertarian think tank, not some leftist outfit, multiple countries outrank America in both personal and economic freedom. The United States incarcerates more people per capita than almost every—
Okay, most of this we know, chat. I gotta fucking run. We didn't Gamba today. We hit Gamba and we didn't Gamba. That's crazy. Somebody gonna hit me like with a 5 or a 10? Like, holy shit. Not even for the money. Fuck the money, but it's crazy that we hit Gamba. Is Gamba rip, chat? Is Gamba rip? Gamba actually rip? Is ethical Gamba on Ugopnik Twitch actually rip? That's fucking crazy. Who should I raid? Is Majority Report head? Tell me. Majority Report on. A Gamba, but waiting for my... Okay, so there are Gambas. I rated denims 100 times. Sean, yeah, maybe I should do Sean. I just promised to do... I'll do Freda tomorrow. I'll do Sean. I fucking love Sean. I did Little Bear yesterday.
With black leaders and the
So let's do Sean. Let's do... Only Sean. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go drink with some fucking Russians and Ukrainians and eat some borscht. I'm so fucking late. And you should go listen to the new episode of the Reaction Podcast, exclamation point reaction. Can we get exclamation point reaction spammed? The YouTube channel spammed. 10 minutes after the stream ends, I am going to get the episode up. It is with Sam Cedar, and it is on Tim Pool, and it's just dropping tea and dropping tea and dropping tea. Send it to Sean, by the way. Once it drops, send it to Sean. If you're in Sean's community and you're hanging out with Sean over in his stream, send him a link so he checks it out on stream. I think he would enjoy it. And we should get Sean on. We're gonna get Sean on the pod for sure. Make sure he checks it out. And holy shit, is Gamba dead? Is Gamba really dead? I never thought I'd see that day. I think we should like blackjack it. Oh, that's what we should do. It shouldn't be roulette. We should invent a new game that we play. I love you, chat. Thank you for a lovely stream. This was fucking lovely. Have a good one, brothers, sisters, and NBs. And go listen. New Reaction Pod. Fuck yeah, baby. Bye-bye.